across the ground here at Button Park. It's the Hoppers flicking around by hand on centre wing. Rigoni ran out of room his first game since round 11, I think. He did a pretty ugly knee injury against the Dogs. You were here, Bobby J. We thought the worst, didn't we? But good to see him back out there.
We certainly did. He had the dreaded knee test that day, and we automatically thought, gee whiz, hopefully we get another gun back before finals, and he's back really quickly. Looks
like Jackson Wiedemann is matching up on Jackson Clark in the goal square as well. So they're sending a very good defender to a very good player. Kane Flack went without the footy. Norton jams it on that left boot. First inside 50 to the way of the Magpies. Big pack of players. Laverty's down there. Swoops on the footy. Good clean pick up. Wrapped up by Flack. Had to get rid of it. Spinning it out here towards the Preston Prince. Federico fires and kicks a minor score. My man, the Preston Prince, kicks the first score for the Wangaratta Magpies. It's a minor score. The Hoppers yet to score. We've played a minute and a half for Maccas. Opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
Julian Hayes at the Sports Club end. Here he is with the TW Sherrin Kangaroo brand. Short. Oh, he turned it over. Wow, so beautifully read by Hayden. So Hayes going for Foster Gardner, and it just wasn't on, Bobby.
No, it was into the teeth of the breeze there, so that looked like it from my angle just held up just a little bit, which gave Matty Hayden, who we targeted in the pre-match, an opportunity to sneak in there and take the mark. So, yeah, he's got that breeze coming straight over his shoulder. So this is a straight-on kick with that breeze.
Yeah, when you're on the road, this is the start you want. Kicking the first major.
Julian Hayes has given away a 50-metre free kick.
He's kicked it.
He ripped Xavier Laverty to the ground off the footy, who was getting into Archer Gardner. So doesn't matter because he kicked it anyway, Lukey.
Yeah, advantage paid. First goal to the Maggies and Matt Hayden. They're on the board thanks to Gain Traffic and Contracting.
Well, if he didn't put that one through the big six. Inside forward 50 for a goal. They'd be pretty happy with that start.
Bobby J, what are you noticing downstairs for Corowa Tiles?
Yeah, one thing I did notice, and I just kept a close eye on Benny Rigoni, he's moving quite freely for a guy that's, we thought the worst with the knee. He's moving without any sort of limitations. He's fantastic.
So first blood to the Magpies in a massive clash as Jamie Mooney rebounds out of the middle for the Hoppers, sends it forward. They're kicking to the Logan Road end. Foster Gardner in and around this pill. Leighton Taylor just grabbing his opponent high. It's a free kick to the Magpies at half back. Looks like it's Jet Roberts. Hands it off to Matty Grossman, who bounds down the wing. Kicks to half forward. Pope against Laverty. Over Laverty's head. Spills the way here of Harry Weaven, who's nervous over the footy. Laverty tackles him over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in right in front of our commentary position, 55 metres out from Wangaratta Magpies goal, who are kicking to the club room stand sergeant end. They lead 7-0 for Game Traffic and Contracting.
Gone 4 minutes for Maccas. Here's a boundary umpire just outside the arc of the Sports Club end. Mooney, first touch, over the top. Nice work from Weaving. Good vision to try and find Caden Winner. Back over the chalk, though, with Ellis. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. So both teams with 9 wins and 5 losses in season 2025. The Hoppers 4th on the ladder. The Maggies 5th. As the ball again comes back into the field to play. Mooney got a hand to it. Off the ground by Hayden. Nice work from Jasper Craven. Sharrock knocked it forward and got it back to Hayden. On his boot, Reynolds had a crack at it. Yep, Maggie's away. So Wright's kicked it.
It's Gotchling, I think.
It might be Gotchling. It's Hunter. Yep, so he gets it from 25 out directly in front. And they get their second, Bobby. Good start for the black and white.
Yeah, it was a bit of a chaotic ball there, and Dan Sharrock's important touch to keep the ball moving forward was into space and created a little bit more pressure for the North Albury defenders there. And Hunter Gotchling, he's a quality player, and he may be that injection in that forward 50 that can take some pressure off Jackson Clark and also Xavier Laverty.
Alarming signs for North Albury. Tim Broomhead, Caden Winter, Archie Garner and Ben Rigoni yet to touch the footy.
So it looks like 2 defensive roles. Jasper Craven's gone to Julian Hayes. Might be playing a defensive forward role. Bobby J, watch that for Corowa Tiles. And Tyler Norton has not left Tim Broomhead's side as he's tackled straight away by Sharrock. And we'll have a ball up in the middle of Button Park. So a great start for the Pies. 2 early goals on the road. 5 minutes gone for Maccas. They lead 13-0. North Albury have barely gone inside 50. Winter on to Gardner. Here they go. Into the pocket. Looking for Josh Minogue. Up against him is Matty Grossman, so he's got the big match-up as Grossi soccers it over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown back in just in the Hoppers' forward half of the ground. a pretty stiff breeze coming towards our commentary position, so I reckon the ball will hug this side of the ground a fair bit. Here's Luke Francis, opening term. Maggies by 13 points on Edge FM.
Yeah, first time I've seen it at the Logan Road end, Panda. Knowles, Penny takes it though. And he's wrapped up, clamped in by Sharrock. So Hughes again, the umpire, to throw it aloft. Here we go, let's see if he can win the ball here. Knowles, beautifully read by Broomhead. Federico worried him out of it. Rigoni there, back over the line. So, gee, we've had a few stoppages to start this game, Bobby.
Yeah, certainly. I'll just keep an eye on this. It's a couple of matchups that I'm sort of keeping an eye on here that's really standing out for me. Yeah, you're right with Jasper Craven. He is going with Hayes, and also we just got Winter and Melville going toe-to-toe as well.
First term for A-grade oils and batteries. Winter. Sharrock straight onto him with Ellis, and you guessed it, yep. Another stoppage, so not much happening in the first few minutes of the first term. Besides those 2 goals of the Maggies, the Hoppers just can't get a roll on. And this, yeah, back over the line for another boundary throwing, Panda.
Winky, what do you got for us? I know the game's only gone 7 or so minutes, but who's on fire early?
Dan Sharrock and Alex Federico, the only one on the 40-wing stat sheet with multiple disposals. They've only got 2 each.
That's why you're the best in the business. David Wink for 40 winks. Boundary throw in right on centre wing. Knowles and Mooney go at it. Winter, Reynolds tackled straight away by Brad Melville. Have to say the Magpies' tackling pressure is right up to start this game. And we'll have another ball up, point of the defence, favouring the Maggies. Gets out the back, Ellis. Hurriedly on the kick to Mooney. He's tackled straight away, and we are going to have another stoppage. The game not living to any real heights at the minute. We've played 7.5 minutes. The Magpies have kicked 2 goals, 1 through Hunter Gotchling and 1 through Matty Hayden.
Knowles cleanly to Hayden. Rigoni's got him. Flicks it out the front. Nice work. So Sharrock back to Knowles, short to Norton. Gee, Hayes was closing. To Ellis. Can he kick this? Fraser kick was terrible. Off the side of his boot. He's missed Laverty in the pocket. Ball's gone out of bounds. So the Hoppers to take it in their back pocket. And it'll come back through Pope.
Having a good year, James Pope. First year from Colin Gully in the RFL. He's called to play on. He's going to pump this long. Looks like there is a bit of a stiff breeze. Murphy climbs from behind. Went without the footy. Penny tackles Melville. And we'll have a ball up right in front of our commentary position. We'll get a great look at this. And the pitch is coming here from Dougie Greshke on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. Tweedale went without the footy. Mooney tackled literally straight away. So they don't have a second to think, the Hoppers, Bobby. It's a good start from the Pies.
Yeah, the Pies, they're really on, and they're switched on around the stoppages and clearance area where they're really clamping down on the dangerous Hoppers players. So they're up and about, potentially pressure-wise.
Penny tried to get free. Finally ekes a hand pass out to Rigoni. Hayes came through and hand passed it to Isaac Campbell. And we have another boundary throw-in, still about 50 metres out for the Magpies' goal. They've kicked the first 2 goals of this game. Quarter's gone 9 minutes. That's on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. First term for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yeah, 2 proud clubs of the O&M. The North Albury Hoppers, first established back in 1943. Entered the O&M in 47, so around the time of the Second World War. Here's Hayden, short. Yes, nice work, good vision, and he goes into Sharrock. So a good spot up inside 50, Bobby.
Yeah, the spread from that stoppage was quite impressive. They went inside, and then all of a sudden they decided to take the ball outside where they had numbers on the outside of the stoppage on boundary side and opened up the forward 50 on this netball pocket end of Button Park. And this guy, he's one of our favourites, Dan Sharrock. He's hang this one out the right-hand goal post. You lads are right behind this. You'll ride this home. Yeah,
he's an A-grade jet, this guy. A gun of the O&M. So good to see him back in this Maggie's Guernsey. Dan Sharrock, and that one off the side and through for 1 behind. So 14 plays 1. 14 plays 1. Maggie's up on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Yeah, Hoppers yet to score.
Is that a 1 or a none? Lukey, I think it's none.
A none.
The Hoppers have not scored yet. They haven't really gone inside 50. Pope, shallow kick outside D50. And they're beset upon straight away as the ball hits the ground. Flynn Gardner tackled by 3 or 4 Magpies. Inside 50 number, Winky, for 40 winks.
3 inside 50s for the Wang Magpies, 0 for North Albury at this stage.
They've really yet to get any real possession together. And here come the Magpies again. Inside 50 they go. All alone is Tyler Norton. How are you going to have that much space inside forward 50? Who knows? And he will mark 25 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, the Tyler Norton Tim Broomhead match up there, they've really made it vocal here on the boundary line, the Magpies. And Timmy just got caught watching the ball there a little bit, and I was just watching it, and Tyler just snuck out the back a little bit, and that kick was perfect from the stoppage. Well, they're dominating, I think, at the stoppages, and yeah, they'll celebrate this because everyone loves a tagger kicking goals.
Tyler Norton got the better of Tim Broomhead in round 6. 27 and a goal, comes in and shanks it. That hurts. Should have kicked that. Tyler Norton would have really hurt the Hoppers. The Magpies are peppering here. 2-3-15 to the Hoppers, yet to score on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. 11 minutes played for Maccas.
Julian Hayes, ordinary kick out of the fullback spot, got Wiedemann back to Broomhead. Tim, low ball over the top. The Moncrief ball out of bounds. Just forward of centre wing on the far side. What do you got for a swink on that 40-wing stat sheet?
Julian Hayes has had 3 disposals. He's turned all 3 of them over. This is very unusual from Julian, and I'm sure he'll clean it up. But not a great start from the Hoppers captain.
Yeah, rough start from the green and gold in general. Wiedemann. Penny, he's trying to break his way through the Norton tackle, won't do so. And he hands it back to the umpire, which is Mason Ring. He's taken the headband off, Mason. He had it on.
Probably
in the warm-up.
Good move from Mason.
You think so, Wing?
Yep.
Penny. Speaking of headbands too, Foster Gardner is wearing the Zach Lambert headband too, Penny.
I reckon Josh Murphy and Josh Minogue at the moment, Bobby J, could sit down on their haunches and make himself a coffee.
Yeah, it seems to look that way. A lot of the players are down the Stan Sargent end of the ground at the moment, and I'm not going to say that they look rattled, but it's just a little bit frazzled. North Albury with the different looks that Wang Magpies are throwing at them there, particularly from the stoppage. They're rolling different players forward, and the Prince is down forward at the moment, so there's another different look. So they're just throwing a few different looks at them.
We can hear that breeze coming straight into our commentary box as well, because Lukey Francis has taken the windows out. Here's Wiedemann, shovels it forward for the Hoppers. Diving mark down on the ground and taking it was Josh Minogue. Here's the first chance for North Albury. He's going to send him inside 50. Murphy against Boardingnon. Play on, says the umpire. Ball spills to the ground. The numbers are with the Magpies. Bergen. Out of defence they go. And Norton marks out on the far side, getting a lot of the footy. Went inboard to Marjanovic, spilt the mark. Dennis applied pressure. Melville squeezes on the boot inside 50. Gardner hangs on to a really good elite body and paint mark of the day. And he takes the mark in defence for the Hoppers and goes out wide to Tim Broomhead.
True halfback, the green and gold. There goes Tim. Low trajectory kick. Oh, knew he gets Josh Minogue. Came off his chest. O'Keefe searching for it at ground level. Good second effort from Josh Minogue. He mops up and then lays one on his boot to the arc of the 50. Look at that. That was fantastic. So they're about to go in now. High ball going up towards Penny, who takes it on his chest. Wonderful play from the Hoppers. And finally, they string something together, Wink.
Yeah, it's taken, 10 or 12 minutes in this contest for them to get some ball movement going in, but that switch across the ground from Flynn Garner opened it up, and some good ball use there from the Hoppers.
It was Kane Flack that put that ball to Penny, Bobby J. It was a beautiful kick, wasn't it?
Beautifully weighted, kicked it hard into the breeze, so the breeze did the work for Penny. He on the back of some real hard gut running.
Jack Penny must finish off the Hoppers' work. Harley had it inside. They're attacking 50 at the Logan Road end, so this must go through. And Jack nails it. He does a great job. So 15 plays 6. The Maggies up here at Bunton Park on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard.
9 goals now for JP through the season. He's a midfielder that can push forward and get dangerous inside 50. He's gone in the midfield over the last 4 or 5 weeks with some of the North Albury guns being out, so it'll be interesting to see how they use him today, but he does a lot of the in and under dirty work, doesn't he, Panda?
Feels like that Tyler Norton miss just hurt the Magpies a little bit then, Bobby, because it goes up the other end and bang, Penny kicks the goal. They've had all the play.
Even the Dan Sharrock one, that's not the most difficult kick. You've just got to kick it at that right-hand goal post, and the wind will do the work. So they'll be ruining those 2 opportunities, particularly with big roles that they're playing, and Sharrock being a spiritual leader as such, and Tyler Norton doing a tagging job. Opposition players love when their taggers kick goals and hurt their opponents to go the other way.
We'll go around the ground soon for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. They've got it all for you. So the Hoppers on the board, 6 plays 15 for game traffic and contracting. We've gone 15 minutes, and Wiedemann going into the ruck like we spoke about in pre-game. Looks like Mooney has gone to the bench and Wiedemann's gone into the ruck. Him and Tweedale, the 2 part-timers at the moment. Clark pushed off the footy. Melville met by a big Hopper tackle. And we're going to have a stoppage on the paint of the 50 where it meets the square here at Button Park. Favouring North Albury. It took 15 minutes to get on the board. Tweedale, really early fly. Federico dropped the football. The Hoppers win it back. They shovel it out the back of the stoppage. Flack with a beautiful kick. Out wide finds Leighton Taylor. That's two really good kicks from Kane Flack early. He lowers the eyes, goes into the pocket and finds Archer Gardner in the bright orange boots. He is kicking into a very stiff breeze though, Bobby J, right in front of the scoreboard. He'll have to kick from 50.
This is probably the most difficult kick on the ground with that wind blowing the ball away from the goal. So he's probably going to have to aim nearly at the point post to give this a chance. But you're right, Kane Flack, he's started on the bench, but he's had a real impact.
So Archer Gardner, of course, VFL listed at Werribee. He's given it everything, and I reckon he's nailed it for a minor score. Just faded late. Archer Gardner, 1-1-7 to the Magpies, 2-3-15 on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Winky, closest game, please, around the grounds for Mr. Stoves.
Wodonga Bulldogs 14 lead, Cora Rutherglen 12 at this early stage.
Alex Federico, 30 out from their own defensive goal. Logan Road end. He likes something on the Alamein Avenue side. Mark Taker, Bourdignon, handballs off to Melville, and Brad down the line with a 35-metre kick. Good hit. Marjanovic, and he's on the move. He wheels around him at left foot. Hayden in the pocket. Can he get there? Cullen goes back. He interrupts the play. Ball out of bounds in the pocket at the Sports Club end.
Geez, they transferred that very easily, didn't they, Bobby J, from one end to the other?
Yeah, that breeze, you can throw in a few kilometres per hour in regard to ball speed and ball movement there, boys. So, that was nice and slick.
So is there a little wind favouring that Sports Club end, even though it's across the ground? Yep. 2-goal breeze, you reckon, Bobby?
Yeah, maybe a bit more. I'm thinking 3 or 4.
Maggie's up by 8. Very low boundary throwing. Umpire's going to ask for a recall. So we're gone close to 18 for Maccas. Round 15 action from Button Park. David Winkers here, so too is Bob Jackson in his little hot shorts at boundary side for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Blake Escott calling for the Norther Hotel. Tweedale down in the pocket. Mooney, he went in for it. Marjanovic trying to burrow through. Foster Gardner's got him though. And the umpire will take control, Panda.
Deep in Magpie territory. They're swooping here, the Pies. Can the Smalls get onto a stoppage? Norton tackles Flack, and we'll have another ball up.
Just to support that, Pen, I think the Hoppers have really picked up their pressure around the stoppage work.
Another ball up. Broomhead just shovels it out of there. Kicks a long one in the middle of Button Park. A bit of a chaos ball. Grossman does well. Hand pass had too much on it, though, for Roberts, who did well. Retreated here, the Magpies. Grossman is going to kick to a one-on-one. Almost fetched his own footy on centre wing. Reynolds and Moncrief meet the footy. That wasn't the intended option from Grossi to kick it to himself, Bobby J.
That was the old chip and chase. Susie kicked it. He got, oh no, that's coming back. So he put the head down and went really hard. So he fixed it up to a certain degree.
Ball up on the centre wing.
Yeah, he had to kick it on the opposite. And he thought, oh no, how's this going to turn out? Not well. But anyway, they've recovered. Now Roberts goes with a high ball. Let's see. Cullen at the back. Went through Wiedemann's hands. Marjanovic trying to hunt his way over the pill. Cullen, he has a chance to pounce on it. Hayden, now Mooney's got it. Here goes Foster Gardner. So what can they do from here, the Hoppers? Nice kick to Kane Flack, who's playing a very good opening term here at Button Park. Inside 50. Murphy caught behind this time. Nice work from Tyler Wharton. Gets it out the side. Campbell. Look at Isaac. And he feigns and he gets back on that left foot. Floating ball towards the pocket. Didn't come off the boot all that well. Ball's gone out of bounds in the pocket at the Logan Road end.
Can't help but think he should have gave that handball to Timmy Broomhead, Bobby J.
Yeah, he was working back to front from right foot to left foot, and you had Timmy Broomhead, and I think it may have been Joshy Minogue as well. So a couple of sharpshooters there. Yeah, I think he might have got a bit of advice after that little disposal.
I think he did, through the eyes of Tim Broomhead. When he's in the area, you probably just give it to him. Ball in a dangerous position for the Hoppers. Sharrock spilled it out, and he's been pinned holding the ball. Bobby J for Corowa Tiles.
Lightning quick.
I just got caught behind a couple of players on the interchange bench, but that looked high early and then in the back late. But I'm not sure it was I don't know. I couldn't quite get a good view on that, boys.
I'll finish it for you. It was very, very stiff from Dan Sharrock to be paid holding the ball then. But the Hoppers won't mind. It's in the hands of Josh Murphy, who's coming up for his first touch. He'll kick from pretty much directly in front, about 48 metres out. Starts his approach, Josh Murphy. He's hooked it to the left, and justice is probably deserved in the end. 1-2-8 North Albury to the Magpies 2-3-15. We've played 20 minutes for Maccas. First term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. What do you got for us, Winky?
Hang on a second. Sorry, guys. Mason Ring just having a word to Michael Bourdignon. He called him over. I'm not sure what that was about, Bobby. Did you catch that?
No, I missed that, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he blew a whistle and he called him over. Sorry, Wink. Away you go, mate.
Nah, you're right, Luke. Yeah, inside 50s, 5-6. Wangaratta started on fire, but North Albury have reined that back in.
Laverty couldn't take the mark. Oh, look at that tackle from Pope.
Yep.
The umpire said you're gone, so he had one-armed ping, Bobby.
Yeah, that was a perfect tackle and didn't go over aggressive on the ground. That was I like the way he moves, Pope. He just controls that half back line beautifully.
That was a really good... He could have really hurt him then, James Pope, but didn't, Lukey.
Hayes, they switched it across half back to Mooney. 15 plays 8. Maggie's up, the visiting team to Bunton Park on a Saturday afternoon in the O&M. Here goes Jamie. And he's given that some out towards true centre wing. Taylor couldn't take the mark in. Pope got swung around. Federico's got him. Umpire to have it here. True centre wing on the clubroom side.
So if the Magpies kick the first two, the Hoppers have probably settled into this one. Certainly better than what they started the game. 21 minutes gone. We've only had 3 opening quarter goals. 2 to the Maggies, 1 to the green and gold. They lead by 7 points. Gardner links up with Wiedemann. And here's some good play for the Hoppers. Little dinky kick. Goes to Dennis at half forward, who spilt the footy. And the Magpies win it back at half back. Melville chips it out wide to Roberts, who started this game brilliantly. Has Jet Roberts. First time I'm having a look at him. Looks very much like Brad Melville. The same haircut and the same boots, and gets around the man on the mark with ease. Kicks to half forward. It's a good one. Gardner misread the footy. Here's a chance for Hunter Gotchling. Trailing towards him in the goal. Knowlesy was tackled straight away. Big Chris caught holding the ball by Flynn Gardner, who's having a very good year in defence, Winky, for the Hoppers.
He certainly is. After starting the first few weeks as a forward, has gone down back and had a really strong season.
To Broomhead. 40 out from their own goal. Now Tim's waving troops out. Now here's Campbell. Look at that for a kick to Isaac on the half-forward flank. Now let's have a look. Josh Minogue. Murphy leads now. Campbell's going to go for Minogue. Is he? Yep. He's at the back. He's lurking around. Josh. Oh, he got one hand to it. Bergen going in. Dennis might be in trouble here. No. The umpire says, I'll have it. 25 out from the Logan Road end goals.
Deep in the Hoppers forward 50, who have probably had the last 5 or 10 minutes, Bobby J, you'd have to say.
Yeah, they certainly have. They control the stoppages and really the pressure and work rate around the ball's lifted. Isaac Campbell, that's more what we're looking for on the left footer, rolling on the inside and hitting it to the top of the square.
Jackson Clark did really well to paddle it to Hunter Gotchling, and now he's run 20 metres forward. Jackson Clark, his kick going inside 50 was smothered, though, brilliantly by the Hoppers' defence. Clark runs after the footy. I reckon he's going to get a free kick for a high. Yep, he went to ground and the Hoppers' arm just went on his shoulder. So Jackson Clark for the Pies is 55 from home. Kicks it about 20 out. It's a beauty. Straight through the midst of Matt Hayden. Did all the hard work to get to the right spot and then spilt the mark. Mooney casually out of defence. Hits Flynn Gardner on the chest, but he dropped it. Under pressure, the Hoppers' defence. Mooney just trailblazers along the far side of the ground. Pops it over the top to Pope. Big left foot wobbly kick on the centre wing. Here's a chance for the Hoppers. Minogue. Good hand pass inboard to Archer Gardner on the way through Josh Murphy.
Yeah, here he goes, Josh, and he sends it back to Reynolds, and Reynolds goes inside 50. Nice leap from behind by Foster Gardner. Now he's got to get back on the peel. Maggies are about to shift it out of their back line from White Tide Tour on to Bourdignon. Short by foot to Gotchling. And he ducks back inside, gets a handball off to Nick Richards. This is great ball movement by the Maggies into Marjanovic. Now, what have they got on? Inside 50, they're going long towards the pocket. Clark takes the mark. That's the Maggies at their best, Bobby.
Yeah, they had a 2-on-1 there. They got caught out down the back there, North Albury, with some slick ball movement through the middle. And Harry Weaven had to choose between two, and the spread was too far and wide for him to make that contest. And yeah, they'd like to have this goal under their belt before the quarter-time break with his stiff breeze. 3 goals, I think that's unders.
Quality midfielder, this man, Jackson Clark. So this to get them out to a pretty handy lead here in the opening term. Jackson, no. Are behind. 16 plays 8. 16 plays 8 here at Bunton Park. Maggie's up thanks to gain traffic and contracting.
So they've had 4 set shots that they've all missed, the Wang Magpies. Might come back to hurt them later on in the day. 16 plays, 8 for game traffic and contracting, 25 minutes played for Maccas. Hayes, that one off the instep. It's a wobbly old kick. Good fist from Melville from behind. In fact, it was Roberts. Laverty tackled harshly by Rigoni. And he's been pinged holding the ball again. Gee whiz. And he's got to be careful not to give away a 50 here, Xavier Laverty. It's a free kick to the Hoppers. They've been hot on the holding the ball. Mooney's got no one on the mark because there's a big scruff of players fighting behind him. And what a surprise, Foster Gardner's in it. Mooney spits it out here to Campbell, gives it back to Mooney, but he wasn't on the same page. He's got to switch across the ground if he finds him. Penny just slipped over, gives Sharrock a chance. Penny goes back to Hayes, he gives it back to Penny, who has a couple of metres on his opponent. Kicks to half forward, Murphy, not able to mark. Good work, Michael Boardington, who won a good important ground ball. Out to Hunter Gotchling, and here come the Pies again.
Yeah, they switch it back through the middle, and they come in. Look at Federico going for Laverty. Siren beats them. Or is there a bit to go on with here? Yes. So it's Pope and Laverty at the bottom.
Could be an all in here.
Yeah, they're coming from, it's probably about 10 players here, is there? Probably not even that.
No.
Anyway, it's fizzing out.
It is.
Yep, at Button Park, and as usual in country footy, you lose your scoreboard off the board at the times that you need it the most.
16 plays, 8.
Beautiful, the Maggies up. There we go, we got it back at Button Park for game traffic and contracting. First term was for A-grade oils and batteries. This is O&M Live on 102.1 Edge FM, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Clear.
Kia, movement that inspires.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
I'm here at a beautiful Button Park where the Wang Magpies lead 2-4-16 over the North Albury Hoppers 1-2-8. They missed a couple of opportunities. They left a few out there, did the Wangaratta Magpies in that first quarter. Blake Penderescott with you. Luke Francis for the Northo Hotel. We got Bobby Jackson boundary side for Corowa Tiles and David Wink on the 40 Wink stat sheet. Give us our Aubrey Vital Air quarters best in the opening term, Winky.
Well, for North Albury, thought Kane Flack was really clean. We were just discussing off air that he looked like the cleanest player out on the ground in what was a pretty scrappy first quarter. He seemed to be able to control the ball and had 3 or 4 beautiful kicks inside 50. And then for Wangaratta, young Jet Roberts, only in his 4th game of the year, thought his game was really good too early. Found plenty of the ball and used it well when he had it in hand.
Bobby Jackson's got an assistant coach for the Wang Magpies with him.
I've got a regular now, Buff Carmody. A quarter of maybe some missed opportunities.
Yeah, definitely left a couple out there, I reckon. I've got the game on our terms a bit there, and we just missed a couple of easy ones. So we'll take the opportunities, but hopefully we keep creating those opportunities from here on in.
Just copping a bit from the coach here, mate.
Yeah, we got the thumbs up, don't worry.
He wouldn't have missed those ones. In his day, he keeps telling us.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of time. Is there a bit in that breeze? What the boys say? I seem to think there's probably 2 or 3 goals in it.
Yeah, it's probably more coming to where the boys are upstairs there and to our bench a little bit. But yeah, probably favouring that end a bit. But goals are going to be hard to kick at either end, I reckon.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. Appreciate that.
There we go, boundary side with Buff Carmody, one of the best in the business. Does a lot with the Murray Bushrangers dude as Buff Carmody. David Wink, can you just run over the 40 Wink stat sheet for us? Who stood out to you in that opening quarter in terms of numbers?
So for North Albury, Julian Hayes had the 7 disposals. He worked into it nicely. His first 3 or 4 were a bit scruffy and turned it over, but he ended up with 7 for the quarter. Timmy Broomhead had 5. He worked into it as well, getting followed around by Tyler Norton. And then for Wang Magpies, Federico, Melville, Clark and Sharrock all had 4 disposals each.
Alrighty, so the crowd just slowly disappearing off Button Park as we speak. Not a massive crowd, but certainly not the worst I've seen between these two sides, the Magpies and the Hoppers. Might go around the grounds if we can for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, as I said, because the crowd slowly getting off the ground here at Button Park. The Rovers are doing a number on Yarrawonga 29-1. The Dogs lead 3-3-21 over Corowa 3 straight. Lavington 43 to the Raiders 9. And Myrtleford 5 straight lead the Tigers 2-4-16. So it's fair to say the closest game is the Wodonga versus Corowa game, and then it's our game, which is good to see here on O&M Live. Second quarter about to get underway for Jayco Aubrey Wodonga. Jumping a Jayco, Lukey Francis.
Always jumping a Jayco, Panda.
Get up the highway. Good day to get in a Jayco today, isn't it, Lukey?
Yeah, that's it. Don the matching tracksuits with a Great Barrier Reef hats, and away you go.
And the fishing rod's in the back.
That's right.
8-point lead to the Magpies. Broomhead tackled straight away. And here's Rigoni. First real possession for him with purpose. Kicks to a dangerous position. Leighton Taylor tracking this one back for the Hoppies. He's got 2 pies to beat. Bordignon takes no chances and rushes it through for a minor score. First score of the quarter. We've got no scoreboard, but I can tell you it's 16-9. The Magpies lead over the Hoppers.
That'll do me, Panda.
Eddie Garoni in the scoreboard today, Panda?
Not today, Van Winkle. I think he did the 2s.
Whiteside Tiller, here he is. On half back, left foot, terrible kick, ordinary. Out of bounds on the full. So the Hoppers will win the pill back in a very dangerous spot. True centre wing.
It's 16-9. They gave it a goal, Lukey Francis.
Okay, there you go. Back on track, Panda. Norton takes the mark for Julian Hayes. Kicked it inside 50. Sports Club and broadcast side. He's put on some weight, Tyler. Jeez, bulked up.
You could have had a 40 Winks touch then, Bobby J.
I was looking for the ride. I had to sit on the old mate just here. I nearly. That's the story of my football career, mate. I nearly did a lot of stuff.
Arch Gardner goes back inside 50 for the Hoppers. Josh Minogue, over the back it goes. Grossman brought down by Minogue. Umpire says, I'll have it. I have a ball up in the pocket, Sports Club and broadcast side.
So, goals worth premium here. Wind causing a bit of havoc here at Button Park, it's fair to say. 70 points might win it today unless it really opens up. Stoppage in the pocket. Murphy jumped very early and was pushed off the footy wanting a free kick in the ruck contest. Gardner tackled.
Murphy doesn't know what happened there.
Nope.
He jumped before the umpire threw it up.
Yep, he was jumped and literally pushed straight off the footy. He goes again. Broomhead trying to get out of a tackle. Melville just got him a little high.
Yeah, I reckon that was right.
Yep, Melville's not arguing. and Tim Broomhead will line up at the junction of the 50 and the boundary line. And if there's anyone who can kick this goal, it is Timothy Broomhead.
Timothy.
100%. And just while we're waiting here, there's a couple of forward line entries for North Albury. It's going to take the forwards a couple of entries before they get used to this wind. There's an extra 4 or 5 metre carry on it from what they were used to in that first quarter.
So Timmy Broomhead, as I said, the hardest kick in footy this one. He's going to run around. He starts it out to the right. He draws it back for a goal. Or is it over the post? Timmy and the Hoppers were celebrating, but I reckon that's the right call. That was directly over the post. And it's through for a minor score. But I tell you what, he made the umpire work. Minor score, 1-4-10 to the Wangaratta Magpies, 2-4-16.
Gee, they don't get any closer than that, Bobby.
Looked home the whole way.
It just left its work a little bit late, didn't it? Just needed to go a bit earlier with the bend.
Yeah, perfectly called by Blake Escott for the Northo Hotel. Maggie's on the move. They're on half back. Here's Michael Bordignon, one of the great defenders of the Ovens and Murray in the orange wheels, and he sends one down the wing here. Alamein Avenue side. Flynn Gardner played for the free kick. Reynolds picks it up for the Hoppers. Tried to get one out the side to Weaven. This ball is heading back out of bounds. So, gee, we've had some stoppages already in the first quarter and a bit of this round 15 clash between the Maggies and the Hoppers. And the Wang Maggies, they were established back in 1877, and their first year in the O&M was 1893, so well over 100 years old. Just unreal. So much history. Here's Mooney down low. Foster Gardner overran it. Mooney goes again. He's had some kicks. Handles that one, receives it back, and back over the boundary line. So we saw a fair bit of this in the opening term, and the second term has started the same way, Blake Escott.
It certainly has. You did a bit of reading during the week, Lukey Francis.
I did, Peter. Yeah, so I was
had a couple of nights to yourself.
I was up in the attic with a fine wine and just dusted off a couple of treasure chests.
Red or white,
considering you're a non-drinker, I find that very hard to believe.
When did I become a non-drinker?
Boundary throw-in.
It is radio, isn't it?
It is. Rigoni. It was stripped off the footy from Norton. There's 20 blokes around this footy. And we're going to have another ball up. All right, Bobby, put your coaching hat on. I know you're getting frustrated down there. What do we do to open up this game?
Well, I just think, the both sides are trying to win the stoppage game here quite clearly. It's just something's going to give here in a second, and I just feel as though someone off the back of the stoppage, and we might have it here.
Here we go. Penny got it from Winter. Inside 50, Minogue. Run and jump with the footy. Did everything but mark it. Dogger Dennis links up with Foster Gardner, and he shanks it.
Oh, dear.
He absolutely shanks it. Settled 20 metres out directly in front and missed. So the Hoppers go to 1-5-11, and they're missing some really easy opportunities. And the Magpies go to 2-4. So it's a 5-point ball game. Sort of sums up the game, Lukey Francis for CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, it does, Panda. So an ordinary kick from Foster, and it has been a stoppage-a-thon up until this point. Here's Grossman. Back pocket for the Maggies. He tries to pick one out. Gee, that's a beautiful kick. Laverty just couldn't quite get there. Wide side tour and also Pope clash. Ball's gone out of bounds. Rightio, Wink. We'll go to you, mate. How are those inside 50s looking thanks to 40 weeks?
4 to North Albury in this second term. Wang Magpies yet to enter inside 50.
Yeah, there you go. Boundary umpire with the pill. He's about to send it back in right in front of our commentary spot. Knowles down in front. Federico, beautiful. To Roberts around his body. Laverty coming at it, knocked it back. Picked up by Arch Gardner. On to Weave, and he's taken now. He's gone.
Caught.
Maggies have got him. Jasper Craven to take the kick. Oh, hello. Arch Gardner's gone down. Laverty gave him a left foot hook in the guts.
No, it was lower.
I reckon it was a bit lower.
You reckon?
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Archer Gardner's straight up, though.
Literally below the belt.
Literally. Craven. That one's going to draw back towards the boundary line. Laverty and Gardner have been into it all day. And it goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. Just 20 metres to the right of the North Albury benches broadcast side here at Button Park. 16 plays 11. We've played 6 minutes for Maccas here in this second quarter for Jaco. We've only had 3 goals in this game in 35 minutes of footy. Reynolds gave it to his mate Winter, who went by hand to Foster Gardner, and I reckon the line's going to win out again. Yep. It certainly is. Boundary umpires have collected the most 40-wing stats so far. David Wink.
Yeah, they've had the ball more than anyone else in the venue, Blake.
Yeah, you're right about that. This man.
Foster.
The antagoniser. Now, Mason Ring's coming over him and Paddy Wright. What's going to be the decision?
Free kick to Wangaratta.
And I reckon it's a 50. Yep.
Deary me. He's usually the one sucking players in. He got sucked in on that occasion. Now Melville, he slams it in there for the black and white. Marked in front by Gotchling. So he kicked the opening goal for the Maggies, and right now, well, I reckon he'd be right on his range, Bobby, about 50 out of a Logan Road end.
Yeah, right into the teeth of it here, and there's a little bit of frustration here. North Albury just can't seem to get things on their terms at the moment, and not finishing off a couple of really impressive plays is adding to that frustration. They just need to clear their heads and go again.
Gee, give away a 50 in the O&M and you can really pay the price, and that is the perfect example. Hunter Gotchling nails it. That's a beautiful kick to the Logan Road end. 22 pays 11 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard here at Button Park. Maggie's up.
Look, you get what you get with Foster Gardner. He plays on the edge and sometimes he crosses it. That's a pivotal moment in this game. North Albury have had all the momentum in this second quarter, and that's just a free kick and a gimme to the Wang Magpies in a tight game where not many goals are being kicked, fellas.
Around the ground, so Mr. Stowe's Pool World. Myrtleford 8-1-49 lead Albury 2-4-16. So the Saints are sending a real message down there at the Albury Sports Ground. And the Dogs lead the Roos 22-19. Back here at Button, it's the Magpies by 11. They've certainly been the better of the two teams here today in a scrappy game. Mooney finds a hand pass. A little bit of space for Jack Reynolds. Kicks towards Josh Minogue. Grossman. The crowd thought he should have got a free kick. In the end, Rigoni got one for a high, Bobby J.
Yeah, just the arm slipped up over his shoulder there. He played that beautifully, and just the delivery into that forward line for the Joshua Trees, as they were called in the pre-match, it hasn't been great, hasn't been to their advantage. So, they just need to sharpen that up a little bit, and they'll be back into this game before they know it.
So Benny Rigoni has gone back a fair way. He's inside the centre square at the minute. He'll kick from right on 50, I reckon, with a little bit of a breeze behind him, directly in front. Starts his approach, Benny Rigoni. It holds its line beautifully, and he's kicked a goal for the Hoppers, a much-needed one. That's their second. They go to 2-5-17. The Magpies 3-4-22. Winky, they answer right back.
They answer right back. That's spot on, Panda, and a much-needed goal for the Hoppers. Ben Rigoni up to 6 disposals in his return game, 4 in this second term. Bangs home that goal. He working into this game nicely in his first game back in a while.
Beautifully judged kick, Bobby, given the breeze.
Yeah, he had to aim it out to the right, and he also had to get the little bit of a bend on to make sure it stayed in. So he used up every millimetre he had in regards to allowing for the breeze and the kick. Quality players. They just know how to adjust in conditions like that, and he's very much off the top shelf when it comes to quality players in the O&M. It's great to have him back.
Yeah, it really is. He's so important to them. They need him up and firing, so hopefully he can just build his fitness tank as they work towards September now. Okay, so the shower making its way back to the middle. 17 degrees in Albury on a day that's a little cool.
And I don't reckon it's
breezy.
quite 17, I reckon, Lukey.
Yeah, you're probably right, Panda. I reckon you'd be a 14 man.
Yep.
Yeah, Wiedemann, Winter, down low, O'Keefe. He just went over it. Flack took him. Clark, beautiful. Nice to right, and Paddy on the boot goes to their half-forward flank, turned over, though, directly. So Cullen taking the mark on true half-back for the green and gold. Oh, gee, why would you try and pick out Campbell that close to the line, Bobby?
Why would you try and kick when you're on the move? He wasn't even balanced, Bobby J.
You bloke said everything I was going to say. Well done.
He kicked it out on the full. Missed an easy 15-minute target. O'Keefe off a step. That's a poor kick too. That was hurried. And the Hoppers went it back through Caden Winter. He takes an intercept mark in defence. Wants to switch the footy. So he goes out wide to the Alaman Avenue side through Flynn Gardner. He's going to kick a high one up in the wind. That's to no one. Have no idea who he's kicking that to because he turned it straight over to Fraser Ellis. He comes inboard to Brad Melville. Goes by hand. And here come the Pies again into the pocket. Gardner makes up for his poor kick, takes an intercept mark for the Hoppers in front of the scoreboard. He plays on straight away. It's in the hands of Christian Moncrief. The Magpies by 5 points, 22-17. Interesting kick inboard to Hayes.
Certainly was. Craven right onto him, and Briggs Julian down to the Button Park turf. So just outside 50, Logan Road end. We'll have a stoppage here, a ball up. Umpire trying to sort out ruck nominations, find some room, sends it up. Big knock away from Wiedemann. Great work. On to Flack. Murphy. Now he's about 75 out. He's a long way from home. He's got Minogue in a one-on-one inside 50. Look at that from Josh Minogue. That kick was absolutely pinpoint.
Joshy Murphy was just waiting, and big Josh Minogue just stopped. And as soon as he stopped, he knew where to kick it. And I reckon Josh Minogue's his lead would have been 3 or 4 steps there, and it was just centimetre perfect. And it takes a good forward to hit a forward, I suppose, doesn't it, really? And distance won't be an issue here for the big fella. He'll get this through post idea.
There was nothing Grossman could do then.
No.
The delivery was just too good, Lukey.
It was, Peter. A Mawson's Concrete play of the day. From JM into another JM. In Josh Minogue, let's have a look. So he'll strike this Sharon from right on 50. Virtually in the same spot as Ben Rigoni, and that one is a behind. So 1 minus score. 22 plays 18. 22 plays 18 at Button Park. Maggie's up on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
So the Magpies waste 3 or 4 opportunities in the first quarter, and now it's the Hoppers' turn to do the same. They missed some really easy shots. No easier than Foster Gardner about 3 or 4 minutes ago, and Minogue should be kicking those goals. They trail by 4 points, the Hoppers. Ellis, deep in the back pocket, goes out wide. Knowles, his intended target, got rid of Pope, but the ball just faded to the right, and we'll have a boundary throw in. What do you got for us, Winky? 40 Winks. Who's the leading stat winner on the ground?
Caden Winter and Ben Rigoni up to 6 for the North Albury Hoppers. Brad Melville up to 7 for the Wang Magpies.
That is a ripping boundary throw in from the young boundary umpire. Weaven rove that tap beautifully. He's tackled straight away. And we'll have a ball up right in front of our commentary position. 22 plays 18. Maggie's by 4 for CMV Truck and Bus. We've played 13 minutes for Macca's second term.
Doing the second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga. Penny trying to break away. He couldn't get away from the Preston Prince, Alex Federico.
Here's one for later on, gents. Harry Weaven has actually found himself on an on-ball rotation here.
Bobby Jackson for Corowa Tiles.
And he's got a clearance.
Corowa Better Electrical. Murphy sits under it. Went up one-handed. Bourdignon on him. Ball's gone out of bounds. Gee, that's going to be great to watch as the day unfolds. Michael Bourdignon on Josh Murphy. What a matchup. Okay, so we get a boundary throw in. 40 out from the Sports Club end. Attacking zone for the Hoppers. The young lady comes in. She's about to hurl it back into play. That was a good one. Tweedale fisted away. Clark going after it in front of Arch Gardner. Ball back over the chalk. What do you got for us, Wing? Thanks to 40 Winks.
Inside 50, 7 for North Albury in this second term, just a 3 for the Wang Magpies.
Looks like Harry Weaven's following Matty Hayden, who's just gone a step behind this stoppage now, which is why Wevo is unmanned at the stoppage. Both of these boys are unmanned. Throw-in was a little bit shallow, and you know what the 2 ruckmen need to do here? They need to come in about 2 metres.
See, it's so much in country football.
Yep.
See at the AFL level, they stand 30 metres back.
Yeah, you're right. We're so clever. We're so intelligent, aren't we, here?
The young lady doing her best. Wiedemann taps it forward from the throw-in. Roberts got crunched. Hayden went and picked up the footy. Torpedoes it down the wing. Pope against Knowles. Jack Reynolds does well. Feigns 2, 3, 4 players and then pops a hand pass over the top to Flack. Tackled straight away by Matty Hayden. And Flack straight up into his face as well. Did not budge once. 2 great blokes going at it. And then Flack's trying to wrestle Knowlesy to the ground.
He's picking off one by one from the heaviest.
Knowlesy might be a bit out of his weight class.
Yeah, he took in a hospital pass and he did his best to ride the tackle. Rightio Duncan. It's lifted now, this game. Yeah, it's gone up a notch here, Bobby.
Yeah, certainly has. It's amazing what a couple of hard contests do. The adrenaline gets flowing, the heart rate gets up a little bit, and Harry Weaven's around the ball, so look out, everybody.
Rightio, she's on now. Wiedemann, Foster Gardner. Here's Flack after it again, Melville. Reynolds just fumbled momentarily, spins around, taken across the line by Ryan Batten. So 22 plays 18. 3-4-22 plays 2-6-18. Maggie's up over North Albury at Button Park. We're in the second term.
We are. And Winky, I'd love to know how many stoppages we have had in this game. And boundary throw-ins. I reckon we've had 15 boundary throw-ins.
Tackle numbers would be through the roof as well.
Wiedemann down towards Broomhead and Winter. And we have another ball up.
It's almost like a wet game, isn't it, the amount of stoppages we've had?
It's almost like a wet day.
Without the wet.
Correct. 16 minutes played for Macca's second term. Knowles taps it down. Roberts hurried kick. Archer Gardner stopped it with his foot. Hand pass to Flack. Got an arm free. Walker, Will O'Keefe did well. Federico left it behind. Lots of fumbles out there. Who can be clean? It's going to be vital in this game. Another fumble inside 50. Dennis hurriedly got it on the boot. Swings it to the pocket, out of bounds for a throw in. At least it's 5 metres around from the Hoppers' goal. 22 plays 18. We've only had 2 goals in this second quarter. 1 to Gottschling, 1 to Rigoni. It's the Maggies by 4 points. Luke Francis for the Northo.
Yeah, the ball's probably spent just as much time out of play as what it has in it. Well, that's what it seems like. This young lady is really earning her money this weekend. Sends it back in again. Murphy tries to break the tackle. He dropped that. Should have been pink. Federico takes the tackle head on. Norton went in. And you guessed it, Bobby. Bobby, you've got to sort this out. Can you get out there and do something about this?
You know what they should do?
Surely you got some pull.
The umpire should do the old ice kick thing where they just kick it out into the open and off you go, boys.
I'm getting really frustrated here.
And when Blake has
Murphy grabs it out of the ruck, snaps it towards goal. Boardington did well to rush it across for a minor score. The most exciting part of this game. You can do the freaky stuff, Josh Murphy. So the Hoppers go to 2 goals, 7-19 to the Magpies 3-4-22. It's a 3-point margin. As Brad Melville has the kick-in duties for the Magpies.
Here he goes, the man they call Squid. 60 out from goal. Weaven tried to fly up. O'Keefe spat one over his head by hand. Moncrief, though, for the Hoppers, on to Broomhead. Picks up Duncan. Look at that into Kieran. Too low. Couldn't quite get there. Batten to Whiteside. To Melville's been brought down. Foster Gardner's got him. And the free kick will be paid for holding the ball.
Yeah, just unaware of what was going on around him there. And young Gardner's just snuck up like a thief in the night behind him and picked his pocket. And was it Squid? Squid was just unaware of what's coming on from behind him. And there wasn't enough talk around him there. I could just hear at ground level here that the talk was not at its best.
Averages 16 disposals and 6 tackles, Foster Gardner.
Who will he run to first and stir up if he kicks this, Foster? He's missed it anyway. Yeah, so 22 plays 20. 22 plays 20. We must say it's been an uninspiring start to this game here at Button Park. We're in the second term.
Inspire us, Luke.
Up.
Inspire us.
No, Bobby. Blake Escott's going to do that for the Northo.
No, Melville. Poor kick in and Archer Gardner marks. Melville was trying to pick out Dan Sharrock. And if Foster doesn't get you, Archer will. And he'll line up here from 30 out, slide angle, and this is a goal that should be kicked, Bobby J.
We saw it in the first quarter with a kick into the exact same spot. It just, with the drop punt, the ball just seems to spin backwards and float a little bit, and that hung up in the air just perfectly for young Gardner to come over the top and take a mark. So this kick was with the breeze right behind him. So
I'll tell you what, I hope he kicks it, Bobby, because Blake Escott is not a happy man up here.
I just want a goal in this game. Luke, I don't care if it's for any side, all right?
Okay,
it's been an ordinary game. Archer Gardner starts his approach and he misses.
He hits the stick.
It's through for a minor score. He's kicked two behind. Josh has kicked 2. Foster Gardner's kicked 2. 21 plays 22. 2-9-21 to 3-4-22. Maggie's up. We've played 19 minutes for Macca's second term.
David Winks strongly considering resigning as well. He's thrown his pen down on the stat sheet. Here's Moncrief going in again. Good follow-up. Nick Richards at bootlace level. Marjanovic, he's over it. Oh, Wink. Might get another stoppage here. Yes, we will. Players around the pill.
So, Bobby J, this ekes into a psyche of a team, doesn't it, when you keep missing points and keep missing goals, don't you?
Yeah, well, the same can be said for both teams, but North Albury, they're the one that's sort of made the bigger hash of it out of the two sides, I suppose. But, yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, the best thing about it is they can reset at half-time.
Reynolds on half-back for the Hoppers. Here we go. On to Hayes. Now, Archer Gardner's got some room to move on the outer side. Chips it over the top. Good one to Jack Penny. Can he find a green and gold Guernsey inside 50? Beautiful to Foster Gardner. So hopefully we get some open footy now. Can Foster make up for that wayward kick moments ago, Bobby?
Fantastic movement of the footy. Just got to the fat side. And the far side, you're not going to like this, but the far side's the attacking, more aggressive side with this breeze. They need to get the ball out that far side and bring it in from there. So fingers crossed, boys. Call it home. Call it home.
Foster Gardner, 45 out, looking at the Hoppers' third. It's going to land towards the goal square. Murphy at the back. Nui claimed the mark. Ball through for a minor score. All locked up at Button Park. 22 points apiece, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
So the Hoppers have had 12 scoring shots to 7 and scores a level. 22 apiece, and it's another poor kick in from Melville, looking for a target over the head. Gardner wins it back. Clever tap up towards Campbell. He's been pinged for a throw.
Yeah, that was there.
That was a clear shovel from Flynn Gardner. It's a free kick to Ellis at half-back. Goes to a genuine one-on-one on centre wing. It wasn't the right kick Laverty was just out of position. Mooney's wrapped up in a big tackle, holding the ball. And a free kick to Xavier Laverty. He's got Jackson Clark, the only player inside 50. And that's where he's going to go. No, he doesn't. He feigns out towards Marjanovic. It's not the right kick. It hung up in the air. It allowed the Hoppers defence through Darcy Cullen to float back and take an intercept. You wouldn't like to be a forward today, Bobby J. 22-all for CMV Truck and Bus.
Well, the best thing about it is we can go into 0-0 at half-time and start all over again. I don't know what to say.
Flack takes the mark for the Hoppers. 30 out from the Logan Road end goals. Big switches on to Pope. Now Campbell leads for him, but he's very wide. He ignores that, James. Now he's got Mooney on. It might have to be a dump kick, though. He sits it up for him. Now that's going out on the full. Oh, yeah, well, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Bobby. It's really not going anywhere at the moment, this game. It hasn't got off the ground, I think it's fair to say. Melville with the kick here. Short to Richards.
When Brad Melville's turning it over from kick-ins, Luke, you know something's wrong.
Yeah, you're right about that, Pennant. Oh. That was another turnover. Knowles goes in after it. Flack tries to scoop it up. Nice work. Breaks away. Gets the handball out the back. Misses his target in Flynn Gardner. To Hayes, though. Has time. Pope. Left foot. That's a little better. Picks up Nathan Dennis.
Just a little.
Here goes Nathan. Now, he's wide out on their back flank. Broomhead wants it. He would have had to retreat to go to him. He goes down the line. Leighton Taylor and Roberts. Good mark from Leighton Taylor. So just forward to centre wing, and he pops it up. Beautiful vision, finding Foster Gardner. Plays on, he's got to kick this, Foster, and he does. He kicks it all right. Third time lucky, 28 plays, 22 on the CMV Trucker Bus scoreboard, and the Hoppers get one.
Well, finally, a little bit of open paddock inside forward 50 and over the back. We needed anything, didn't we, boys, really? That was, it's been very hard to watch, let alone call for you blokes up in the box, but we finally got one over the back and got one through. That's 2 goals, 8 in this quarter for North Albury. They'd be pretty disappointed with the conversion rate going into the half-time break. So to get a goal there and get a 6-point break, I think that's roughly where I think the game's at.
He's looked dangerous. That's 3 shots on goal for Foster Gardner this quarter. I love what he brings. He gets in the face of the opposition, but he runs just as hard as anyone else on the ground.
He's kicked 1 goal, 3, Foster. That's why he played on. He didn't want the set shot.
He nearly got run down.
He almost got ran down from Paddy Wright, but he calmly finished it, and that's what the Hoppers need. They've had all the play, it's fair to say, in this second quarter for Jayco, Albury and Ongar. Here's Gardner. He got that from Tim Broomhead. Wiedemann on centre wing. Has a short target. It's a good kick. Rigoni just outreaching arms. Wasn't able to mark. Here's big Knowlesy. Bend down and pick it up, Knowlesy. Now you're in trouble. Tackled straight away. Peppers Campbell intercepts for the Hoppers. Dennis's kick was a worm burner. Roberts left the footy behind. Gardner gets around one. He's got a beautiful kick inside to Jack Penny. Plays on Hoppers 3 in a row. Class from Foster Gardner, who could have fired on goal. He centred it towards Jack Penny, who was all alone. And the Hoppers lead by 2 straight kicks.
It's fair to say I think everyone's a little bit gun shy, so they're looking for the most easiest shot at goal. So the last 2 goals have pretty much come from point blank range. And Jack Penny, he's looked the most cleanest by foot out of everybody. Whenever he's got it, he's been sure of foot and hit most of his targets. So, finally we've seen a little bit of good footy, fellas. And Foster Gardner, all the Gardner gang, they're all goers, and they'll keep going until they get it right.
We're back on track now, Wink.
2 for Penny.
Certainly are. JP finishes that one off, but it was great vision from Foster Gardner and a great little inside kick to open up the goal square for JP.
Oh, it's come alive now. Here's Tweedale going over the top. Broomhead at the bottom with Norton over him. The umpire to claim it.
The Hoppers have had 14 scoring shots to 2. 14 in the last 16 scoring shots.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it, Panda? So they get it out the back of the contest this time. Winter going in. Down low, Caden. Hayes with him. Umpire again to take it. So just off the fringe of the square here, favouring the Logan Road end. 34 playing 22. 4-10 playing 3-4. Okay, Tweedale. Couldn't grasp the footy. Laverty either. Rigoni thumps it out. Melville sitting under it. It's got to go back with the flight. Good bounce for Penny, who tapped it or tried to Leighton Taylor. Richards under it. He's brought down by Leighton. And again, a stoppage here on the arc of the 50, favouring the Sports Club end.
So an inside 50 here for the Hoppers. How many in this second quarter, Winky?
14 inside 50s to 4 in this second term.
Tweedale got really high. Tim Broomhead. Sharp little kick, but he was tackled straight away. Beautiful hand pass from Taylor onto Mooney. Was tackled. Tried to play for a free kick for a hold, and the umpire's not buying it. We'll have a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket here for North Albury, who have owned this second quarter. Certainly a heavy wind blowing to the club room's end of the ground. 3 or 4 goal wind. Hoppers haven't taken their chances, but they've kicked the last 3 goals. They lead by 2 straight. Tweedale tackled straight away was Caden Winter, and we'll have another stoppage in the same spot as the boundary throw in. 30 metres out from North Albury goal. Tweedale and Mooney. Murphy roving this one, trying to pick it up, couldn't. Here's Minogue in the goal square, trying to find a hand pass, tackled really smartly by Grossman. And we have a ball up just to the right of the goal square. North Albury 34, 22 the Magpies, 27 played for Maccas.
Tweedale front spot. Ball got flicked out the side. Penny after it. Ball out of bounds. Hope you're enjoying the action on OMFNL Live, 102.1 Edge FM. David Wink, what's your best, mate? 440 Winks.
For the Wang Magpies, Brad Melville's up to the...
Free kick here, boys.
It is
What for,
to Josh Murphy. And he goes in ball quickly. Yep, he's found Caden Winter. Did you pick it up, Bobby?
I'm only assuming. You never assume, because you know what that means, boys. I think it was out of bounds on the full from a distance.
Right. Okay, well, this had hurt the Maggies, that is for sure. So the Hoppers have now kicked the last 3 of the game. Goals to Ben Rigoni, Foster Gardner and Jack Penny, and Caden Winter now with a chance. So he's 35 out, Caden. Sports club end. Clubroom side. He's got it. I tell you what, you can rely on that man. Caden Winter, he rarely lets you down, Bobby.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent since he's made the move across, and I know he played a few very important hands when the troops were down, but he's just in and under, and he's very, very consistent in his performance week in, week out, and he's like gold, this fella. He's complements their superstars quite well, and back to the midfield he goes, and back to work, gets his hard hat on and goes back to it.
So I can tell you that the non-officiating umpire was the one that paid that free kick, and I'm still confused as to why that was a free kick.
Yeah, so you brought it up on the vision thanks to Snap Print Solutions, Panda. So tell us what you just saw.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure why it was a free kick, and I'm pretty sure the Magpies are asking the same question.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it could be deliberate, but I'd be dumbfounded if that was the case. Anyway, the Hoppers have kicked the last 4. They lead by 18 points, 40-22. Late stages, second quarter for Jayco. After they couldn't kick one, they've kicked the last 3 goals off their boots. Moncrief, his kick going to be intercepted by Paddy Wright, who took 6 intercept marks against the Rovers, the most of anyone on the ground. Kick finds Ellis. That's a stab bullet pass. You won't find a better kick all day to Matty Hayden on centre wing, who wheels around, has to get rid of it pretty quickly. It's an ordinary kick, a really ordinary kick. Mooney floats in and tries to intercept. Pope kicks it off the right boot, and it finds Kane Flack all in the middle of Button Park. Lead up comes from Murphy over his head. Grossman playing in front of Minogue, has a bit of work to do. Taylor has to put his head over the Sharon, taps it towards Fester Duncan, who spins out of a tackle, goes by hand to Winter, out to Murphy, and the siren wins out. The siren wins out, and the Hoppers, who trailed at quarter time by 8 points, lead by 18 at half time. They kicked 4 goals to 1 in that second quarter. 5-10-40 the Hoppers lead the Magpies 3-4-22. The game came to life in the second half of that second quarter. Stay with us, half time on the other side of this.
Welcome back to Bunton Park here in North Albury. We're here for halftime show brought to you by McDonald's, and my name's Bobby Jackson, and I'm joined by Winky at the halftime break, mate. We're experiencing a bit of an uninspiring game of footy at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, well, it's perfect conditions for footy, but both teams, it's been a very congested sort of game, and stoppages and tackle numbers, I'd be interested to see them come Sunday afternoon, Bobby, because I reckon they'd be through the roof.
It's really been a battle of the stoppages. As you said, we don't keep the stats of the stoppages, but it'd be through the roof. But I felt as though that after the first 10 minutes of the game, North Albury started to get a bit of system around the stoppages and started to get a bit of ascendancy there. And then in the second quarter, we went back that old way. And then in the second half of that second quarter, again, North Albury got a bit of ascendancy, kicking 3 late goals.
Yeah, well, that's right. I reckon the first 10 to 12 minutes, Wangaratta controlled in that first quarter, and then since then it's sort of been all North Albury with 22 inside 50s to 13, probably shows that.
Well, in that second quarter, my stats tell me that North Albury kicked 3 goals, 8 behinds in that second quarter. What other stats stood out to you in that? And we'll go through some team stats, and we also go through individual stats there, and along with the goal kickers at halftime.
Well, the inside 50 numbers in that quarter alone were 15 to 5, so really big ascendancy and advantage in that category to North Albury. 9 marks inside 50 in that for the first half for North Albury. They only averaged 13 for the year, so to have 9 at half time I think would be a really big tick. They probably don't take that number, but it's a really big opportunity. Yeah, when you get a mark inside 50, you're normally having a shot on goal, so that's a really key indicator for me that their entries going inside 50 have been really good, but they've also chipped it around inside their 50 and found the open man in space a few times as well.
A couple of individual stats before we go through the goal kickers.
So for North Albury, Julian Hayes leads with 12 disposals. He's had a really strong game. Sort of faded in and out a little bit, but
I've got a theory on that. We'll come back to that.
Has had patches on it. Ben Rigoni's worked his way into it with 10 disposals as well. And then for Wangaratta, they've been a little bit quiet on the 40-wing stat sheet. They got Brad Melville for 11, the Preston Prince for 17, and then Dan Sharrock with 6 for the Wang Magpies.
Now, the theory on Hazy, he turned his first 3 or 4 overs, I think, from your stats on the 40 wings. Quarter time, pulled his socks down because he's a traditional socks up operator, and then he turned his first 2 over in the second quarter, and then he went with 1 up, 1 down. Is there any theory behind that, or am I just losing it?
Well, I don't know. It's probably a question we'd have to ask Julian, but certainly something I didn't pick up, Bob, so you've picked it up nicely there. Maybe he's trying a few different things. He might be a bit think about it a little bit too much and try and change it up.
Am I trying to create something that's not quite there?
Oh, potentially, but who knows? Football is a strange operators, Bob, so you never know.
I'll quickly go through the goal kickers to half-time. We've got Jack Penny with 2 goals and singles to Ben Rigoni, Caden Winter, and also Foster Gardner, who's kicked 1 goal, 3 a little bit a riot in front of goals. And for the Magpies, we've got Hunter Gotchling with the 2 and Matty Hayden with the 1. So, we deserve better, I think, in regards to where these 2 teams are on the ladder and where they're heading in September. But, all in all, I think the game in regards to the gap at halftime is about where it should be.
Yeah, I probably agree with that, with how the game's played out. It's probably the scoreboard probably reflects that. Well, a really strong sign for me for North Albury is they've managed to be in front of the game, but Josh Murphy and Josh Minogue have rarely been sided in this one. So they're 2 absolute A-graders that, they kicked 11 goals between them. I think Murph's coming second in the Doug Strang medal. He's played 4 less games. He's kicked, where am I here? He's kicked 43 goals for the year from 10 games. And then Josh Minogue's kicked 16 from 5. They haven't been sided, but they still managed to be in front, which shows that their weapons going forward, their offensive weapons have been really strong and they're really dangerous. I also love the game at James Pope.
What we might do now, mate, is we might go around the grounds and have a look at the scores around the grounds at halftime. I think there's a couple of interesting ones there to look at. Yeah,
some interesting ones. Wang Rovers behind, so they're 5 goals, 535. Yarrawonga 6 goals, 541. So a bit of an upset brewing there. Nathan Cooper's kicked the 3 goals in that game, but Yarrawonga started that one really well. Wodonga and Cora are playing out of Belter. Wodonga lead 5 goals, 434 to 4 goals, 327. And then Lamington are giving the Raiders a bit of a pantsing. 12 goals, 476 to 4 goals 3-27. The big Roosters kicked 4 for the Lovey Panthers, and Nathan Clark's got 3 for the Raiders. And then over at the Albury Sports Ground, Murderford lead that one, 10 goals 4-64, 4 goals 5-29, with Brodie Riccardi having 4 at half time.
Nice. So there's a fair bit still to play out there in a couple of the games at half time. Right, going to the Wangaratta Magpies change rooms at half time. Winky, what's Jason Heatley saying to his Chargers after half time?
We just got to get the ball out of the stoppage. I think they just need to get on the outside and try and create some space. We've seen when North Albury have been able to do it, they've been able to switch the ball open and use that clubhouse side of the ground really well, and that's where they seem to be able to get a bit of run and momentum. Wangaratta need to take a leaf out of that book, I think, especially kicking with the little bit of breeze that we have in this third term that Magpies are going to have. They've got to take advantage of it and trying to get some ascendancy, but by doing that, they need to switch the ball, I think. I think they haven't done that a lot today. They switch the ball and try and create a bit of space on the outside. That's what's going to really open up the forward 50, but the pressure from North Albury and Wang Magpies has been brewing, so that's easier said than done to get the ball on the outside.
On the flip side, we're walking across the alleyway to the North Albury Hoppers change rooms. What's Timmy Broomhead and his cohorts saying to the Chargers in there, who I'd like to think were probably frustrated with the lack of conversion and lack of finishing off the weight of possessions in that quarter? What do you think Timmy would be saying to his Chargers? Would he be coming in nice and calm, or would he be saying, stop wasting these opportunities because they could come back and bite us on the bum?
Well, he's a pretty calm operator, Tim, so I think he'd be pretty calm and collected, but I think he'd be saying that the big sticks. Keep through the big stick. If they kicked, what do they kick? 10 behinds for that.
5-10.
If that's 10 goals 5, the game's done and dusted.
Pretty
and
much.
The ones that they've had and missed haven't been hard shots. So I think it's just take the extra time and really concentrate on kicking it through the big sticks. I think that'll be the main message, and finishing off the good work for the midfielders up the ground, I think, is probably the big message, because they're getting good looks on goal.
Right, half time. Who's because I've got to pick it at the end of the game. Who's leading the best on ground in your book at the moment? And I know it's a tough question. We're trying to polish you know what. So it's a question without notice. I do like the
Kane Flack for me is probably the one.
Yeah.
I think he's had a really good game. Jamie Mooney's had plenty of the ball.
He has
as
had
well.
a lot, yeah.
James Poe, I think the job he's done on young Xavier Laverty's been great. And then for the Wang Magpies, there's probably not anyone who jumps out, to be honest with you. But I think young Jet Roberts had another good quarter after starting the game strong. But Kane Flack would probably be leading the best on ground for me at this point.
Squid seems to be getting a lot of the ball, but he's not his usual polished.
He's turning it over a little bit, Squid.
Squid and Hazy are doing the same sort of role for their opposition teams, and they're just not as clean as and efficient as they usually are, because we set such a high standard for those players. They're just turning the footy over.
They're sort of their own worst enemy, aren't they? Because we have such high expectations. When they play a good game, it's almost like a quiet game for them, because they do normally play so well.
Mate, that's our first little halftime show brought to you by McDonald's today. We've had a real crack today, and I thought we've nailed it, don't you?
I agree, Bob. Well done to you.
As we head off to a break, that's the halftime show brought to you by McDonald's.
Harvey Norman.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Every day we look after our family first. We go on adventures, we entertain with them, we care for them. Tobin Brothers Funerals will look after your family too. With a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers are a trusted name since 1934 and take pride in creating funeral solutions. Tobin Brothers Funerals, Wodonga and Corowa, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Teams are heading to their positions as we speak, and the Wangaratta Magpies have an 18-point deficit to overcome here at Button Park. The Hoppers lead 4-10-40 to the Magpies 3-4-22, and it's fair to say we can put that first half in the rear vision mirror. We've got a second half to come, and hopefully it's much better than the first. In the end, the Hoppers kicked the last 4 goals of that second quarter when Hunter Gotchling put the Magpies 11 up, and they lead by 18 points. Blake Panderescott with you. We've got David Dawson-Wink. We also have Luke Francis and Bobby Jackson, who's down on the boundary. Bobby, you're back down there, my friend.
Yes.
Wind, is it still swirling around out there across the ground?
Yeah, it is. It's still gusts. It's coming in gusts, and it's still heading towards the netball court. And boys, I've just got the ratings through from that halftime show. It is through the roof, and possibly the best one that's been done in the season 2025.
No, I was like listening to comedian McAvaney
in their prime,
in their prime.
Oh, like a cock in the ocean.
Like Bruce and Dennis. No one better.
The third quarter is about to start for Albury Wodonga MG. As I said, the Hoppers kicked the last 4 of the second term. Hunter Gotchling with the only one for the Magpies. Here's Lukey Francis for the Northo Hotel. Third quarter underway for Albury Wodonga MG.
Big second half ahead, Panda. Here's Knowles, left foot along the ground. Coming out, look at Weaven. Ends up in the hands of Mooney. On to Archgarden. Nice hand pass to Penny. Off ground level, they get it up to Rigoni. Inside 50 goes Ben. Beautiful. Yep, Minogue's got it. 20 out directly in front. Super movement from the
Brown and gold. You're going to say brown and gold, Lukey.
I was.
It just looked like there was a little bit of a right. Let's pull our finger out and let's get things sorted. And that was you can just tell by the reaction of that forward line, forward 50 entry, and the body language and the buzz. I think they might have got a little rocket at halftime, boys.
Josh Minogue. What a gun this guy is. He's got to get it through. Get the Hoppers off to the dream start in the second half here at Button Park, and he does. No mistake that one. Absolutely perfect. 46 plays 22. Hoppers up on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard.
Get around him shows that they're up and about, the Hoppers. But we said at half-time, Bob and I were discussing that Josh Murphy and Josh Minogue haven't really been sided, but the Hoppers have still managed to be in front. So if this first 30 seconds is anything to go by, they're up and about, and we could see the game open up, boys.
I hope you're right, David. I think you will be right.
So the clock was a little late to start here, so that goal was kicked with about a minute played in this third quarter. A brilliant start for the Hoppers. Ben Rigoni out of the middle to Minogue. Not sure how he got the separation he did. That's his first goal. The Hoppers kicked the last 5 goals in this game. Mooney's kick was smothered. Foster Gardner pushed off this footy. Roberts for the Pies. Ekes it out wide. Short kick to Matt Hayden. He's about 80 from home. High up and under. Doesn't really favour anyone. Gets out the back. Here's a chance for Will O'Keefe. Sockers. Ooh.
True.
Dribbles through for a minor score. It was a very clever little soccer. Just him in the goal face. And it's through for a minor. The Magpies, that's their first score in quite a while. Since the 7th minute of the second quarter. And it's a minor. 3-5-23 to 6-10-46. The Hoppers in control by 23 points.
Julian Hayes in the goal square, Sports Club M. And he strolls out. Lays it on the boot. That's a beautiful drop punt. Mooney couldn't hold on to the ball. To Leighton Taylor. They get it out the back. He swings one back in towards the corridor. Winters after it. Melville after him. Well done by Brad Melville. Got the favourable bounce. Penny takes it. Try to get to Winter. Norton pinches it. Off to Dan Sharrock. Caden's got him. Swings him around. Weaving. He's with it now. And the ball is clamped in. And the umpire to take it. So 40 out from goal. Sports Club end. 46 Blaze 23. North Albury up. Thanks to Peter Bowen Holmes in the third term. Button Park. Knowles and Mooney. Penny after it. So too was Hayden. Norton went in. Winter down low. Working away as he always does. There's Weaving. Trying his heart out for the green and gold. Ball taken in again by the umpire for a stoppage.
Point of the square, just favouring the Wang Magpies, who need to get going. Been asleep since about
nine disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet is the Preston Prince, averaging a tick under 25. So if he can get going as well, we got a contest.
Back in the centre again. Knowles tapped it away. Norton. Black and white on the move. Gotchling down low. Couldn't hold on to it. Reynolds kicks the ball off the ground, heading towards the chalk. Oh, well done by Jack. It's a top spinner. Is it wide? Is it staying in? Just inside the field of play. Or is it? No, it is out of bounds on the full. So it's a long way from our commentary spot. Maggie's just finding some mojo in the last few moments. Nick Richards, 75 out. They're kicking towards the sports club end of the third term. In they go again. Entry. Nice work from Pope to Flynn Garner. Out to Broomhead. Defensive 50. Low ball, tries to pick one off. Kane Flack, beautiful hands. Got it up to Arch Garner. So they leave their D50 behind. Penny on true centre wing. Now he's got some room to move, Jack. Summing up the situation. He goes long. That's a beautiful ball to Foster Gardner. Oh, came off his chest looking into her son. Maggie's have got to scramble in defence in the back. Well done. And Bobby, they just hold up. Robert's fantastic.
As silly as that sound, that kick was too good by Jack Penny. It was right on the money, and it was just, it was just too good of a kick.
Yeah, Foster Gardner had to turn around and make his way back to the footy. And
Looked
looking
like
at
it hit him fair in the chin.
It did. It bounced off him. Here's Gotchling breaking away from the Maggie. Sweeping hand pass to Norton. On to Sharrock. They're in the centre square of Button Park. They turn around and go again. Rattles has got to go after this. Jasper Craven after him. Jack gets a handball up to Pope. Gee, that was great awareness. Beautiful vision. On to Jackson Wiedemann. True half-back flank. 46 plays 35. And the ball's on the outside now, with Isaac Campbell for the Hoppers.
Blake Pandarescott with you and Lukey Francis for the Northo Hotel. As Campbell hugs the boundary line. Minogue got two hands to it. He's going to be paid the mark here. Held it long enough. St Mawson's concrete mark of the day from Josh Minogue, who called to play on, and Jackson Clark almost snuck up on him. Kicks in the middle of the ground. Turnover. Looking for Julian Hayes. Xavier Laverty floats in and marks it. Margin at 11 points. Hoppers up. On to Ellis. Kicks long towards Hayden, who snuck out the back. Flynn Gardner gave away a free kick. He took the mark. Doesn't matter. And Hayden can go back and slot the Magpies third in a row and bring the margin back to 5 points.
That's an outstanding kick by Fraser Ellis. That was defensive side of centre circle, and he's kicked that basically to the top of the goal square. That was a magnificent kick, and kicked it on the breeze. He just got it up in the right trajectory, and it just flowed nicely to Matty Hayden, who took a really good mark under some pressure. He held that on perfectly, Fraser Ellis.
So Matt Hayden kicked the first goal of this game. Directly in front, comes in and nails it. And the Pies are back.
Wow.
After trailing by 23 points, the margin's back to 5. Ball game here, Winky, at Button Park.
Well, they've had 6 inside 50s in this third term and have kicked 3 goals. So they've come out after half time and they're absolutely on fire here in the first 6 or 7 minutes. The Magpies started this second half brilliantly.
Bobby, this is exactly what we came for.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. At half time, we wanted to reset and rejig, and let's start all over again, boys, and let's re-kick this game in the guts, and they have. It's been some really good footy since half time.
Yeah, that's it. So the jumper lead's put on this game at half time, and it's been charged up for a big second half. Oh, Mooney got up high. Noel's got it though. Clark being held. Yep. Good decision from the umpire. So Jackson with it. Let's have a look. Yeah, we know he's a thumping kick. He puts it inside 50. Laverty at the front. Couldn't hold on to it. Good spoil from Pope. On to Mooney and back to James. Taken off the footy. Craven swings around left foot. Flynn Gardner takes it. So the Hoppers doing their best to sort things out in defence. On to Broomhead. Short to Hayes. Julian with it. Green and gold on the move. They're in front by 5 here on the scoreboard, thanks to Peter Bowen-Holmes.
Oh, Julian Hayes' switch almost kicked a point. Gardner marks onto Jackson Wiedemann. Still in his own defensive 50. Pies with the last 3 after the Hoppers kicked 5 in a row to lead by 23 points. Really good game here at Button Park. Gardner just kicks it out of bounds on the full. They tried to switch the footy, but the Magpies are well set up, I should say. And Fraser Ellis, the junction of the 50 and the boundary line, with it for the Pies. Lead ignored from Xavier Laverty. He's getting instructions to wheel and kick the goal. At the right goalpost. You can hear it through our effects mic beautifully. That's exactly what he's going to do. In fact, he's going to kick it to the top of the goal square. Wasn't a great kick in the end. All the Hopper players set up, and James Pope intercepts for the green and gold. 5-point lead For Peter Bowen Holmes, we played 10 minutes, third term for Maccas.
Geez, playing a good game. James Pope, what a pickup from the Collingully Waggadeem.
Oh,
yeah, Nathan Dennis right in the beak. Ellis goes in again, centering kick. Wiedemann just dropped it. Winter, front and centre. Nice one out the back. Look at Hayes weaving through back to Caden. On to Hayes, they're working in tight. Pope just misses it, slipped over at a vital stage. Oh, Cullen comes tearing in. Oh, gee, I tell you what.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah, we've got to, I tell you what, congratulate though Darcy Cullen. First in, head over the pill, and he won the free kick for his footy team and picks up Flynn Gardner in the back pocket.
He's got the overlap. It's Jackson Wiedemann. Has to wait for it and then drops the mark. Enough time to casually mope across defensive 50. Goes short back to Darcy Cullen. A lot of possessions in their own defensive part of the ground. North Albury without any avail. Goes short to Broomhead. The Pies have him hemmed right in here. They have the momentum in this ball game. They have the breeze. And Tim Broomhead's going to go wide across goals. It's a beautiful kick. Finds Flynn Gardner, who's saying, let's just slow it down a little bit here. Not sure what the instructions really been for the last 10 minutes. Gardner goes down the line. Minogue, 1v2. Gardner and Grossman hand pass it to a teammate who wasn't on the same page. Dennis onto Minogue. The hopper streaming towards goal. Kane Flack. Will the ball sit for him? It will. Breaks the arc of the 50. Chips into the pocket. Missed Murphy. Really poor kick from Kane Flack. Murphy had 2 or 3 metres on his opponent. Boundary throw in deep into Hopper's attack. They lead 46-41. 12 played for Maccas. Peter Bowen Holmes scoreboard.
Benny Regani was by himself in the corridor, boys. That deserved a bit of a kick straight into the middle of the ground there.
Yeah, and the thing is, Kane Flack's been kicking well all day. That one just was off. And this ball is about to be thrown back in. Boundary umpire, Tweedale. Clark on the boot. Clears defence. Pope takes it. Playing a wonderful game. Sends one out to Reynolds, who's also been good, Jack. Usually very effective with the peel. Wiedemann circles around the back. He's about to load up with the left foot kick. Low one, too low. Federico, nice work. He just jams it on the boot. Laverty sits under this with Pope. Gets a hand to it as James. Jack Reynolds slapping the ball to his control. Well done to Wiedemann. They'll go again. Good smother from Gotchling. And the ball's gone out of bounds on the Alamein Avenue side.
8 inside 50s to North Albury. To the Wang Magpies. North Albury gone inside 50 3 times, but have missed some easy targets. Jack Penny missed an easy one, then Kane Flack missed an easy one as well. They need to take those opportunities kicking against the wind.
Boundary throw in far side. Game in the balance here. Wiedemann onto Winter, trying to break a tackle. Caught. Umpire says, I'll have it.
I reckon Caden Winter would have been tackled 25 times today. Every time he gets the ball, he's just been getting decked.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
This is the closest game. As we go around the ground, some blowouts in the other games in the Ovens and Murray. High up and under. Into attack for the Pies. Laverty has a couple to beat. Weaving on hands and knees. Caught. Laverty strips him with a footy. Shoots a hand pass out to Craven. His kick was smothered by the boot of Cullen, who's working hard for his Hoppers' defence. Wide tie tour on hands and knees. Craven out to Will O'Keefe. Will the ball sit for him? Wants a free kick. Gets a high free kick. Will O'Keefe got a high free kick. He played that beautifully. Hayes couldn't really do much, but he gave away a high free kick, and Walker can run around here and snap this one through, and unbelievably give the Pies a lead.
They just wheeled that there, didn't they? It was from contest to contest. It was dirty ball fluffing along on the ground, and they just wheeled it forward. Laverty was really good in the clinches there. He had to really keep that ball in there. It was 1 against 3 there at one stage. We just kept the ball in the air until the troops come there and helped him, and they really deserved this shot on goal.
So Will O'Keefe, they trailed by 24 points when Minogue kicked a goal at the first minute of this third quarter. This to give the Magpies the advantage. He's going to kick a drop punt from a tight angle. I can't help but think he should have run around and snapped that. Hugged it to the left-hand side. And a chance goes begging for the Magpies. 42 plays 46. Margin at 4 points. 15 played for Maccas. Third term for Albury, Wodonga, MG.
Yeah, so they've worked their way right back into this footy game. 4 points in it. Hoppers lead. Third term for Albury, Wodonga, MG. Here's Tim Broomhead. Oh, a little indecisive Tim. Now he goes with a long one. Looking for Cullen. Darcy. Safe hands. Takes it on the second attempt. He's got Jack Penny on. Doesn't pick off the corridor. Wants to go right down to the half-full flat. Minot climbs over the back front man. Well done, Matt Grossman. Geez, a good player. Just so good in defence for so many seasons for the Black and White Army. Clark sits under it. Penny came through. Nice work from Bergen out to Ellis. Ellis wants to duck back inside. Look at that for a kick.
Fantastic.
Picks off Norton. Now they're on. Gee, the Maggies. They're turning it on him a third term at Bunton Park. Here's Melville. Now he's levelled up. He's going to have to kick this. He gets around Arch Gardner. Now he thumps it in. It's going. I'll tell you what, Clark. Oh, one behind. Rightio, so it's back to 3 points. 46 plays 43. 46 plays 43. Hoppers up thanks to Peter Bowen Holmes.
Winky, 40 winks.
Tim Broomhead's going down. This will be his 5th disposal for the quarter, but he's had all of those inside North Albury's defensive half.
Goes short this time to Caden Winter. How many for him, Winky?
Caden Winter up to the 11 for the game.
He goes short. Finds Flynn Gardner. He's going to give it back to Caden Winter in front of the camber. Under pressure. Kick turned over. Really good pressure from the Magpies. Richards, he's got an option in front of him. Just over the head of Federico. Penny won it back for the Hoppers. And that's a poor kick towards Hayes. Magpies with a chance, but Foster Gardner runs away with it onto Duncan. Here they go. They run and gun Moncrief off to Foster Gardner, who takes the bounce, has another player in front of him, goes by hand. It's Nathan Dennis. Has to wait for the pill, gives it back to Gardner, who shoots it out wide into the pocket. Jackson Wiedemann, left foot towards goal, nails it. Jackson Wiedemann with a steal line goal today. Run and gun and carry from the Hoppers at their best. They made hard work of it at the end, but Wiedemann finished off a brilliant finish.
I think he's had some quarter, Jackson Wiedemann. I reckon he's played some really good footy and he's been calm every time he's had the footy in his hand. And there's a patch there where there's a lot of not much going on for North Albury, but then a couple of Gardners got involved and then Wiedemann finishes off a great passage of play. So I think he's had a really good quarter, Jackson Wiedemann.
It's back out to 9 points, Wink. Hoppers up.
Yeah, the lightning speed there of Archer and Foster Gardner both involved in that play. Really hard to defend once they break the lines and they get the overlap. And it was a beautiful finish from Jackson Wiedemann. Love that he's playing in the ruck today and not up forward. I think he's more damaging in the middle, around the ground and around the pill.
7-10 plays 6-7. Thanks to Peter Bowen Holmes. Hoppers up. Wiedemann, another high one up in the middle. Federico. Well, I don't know if that went the required distance. It's officially been paid, though. Alex to Clark. Takes it. So the Maggies, gee, they've lifted in this third term. I've got no idea what Jason Heatley said to them at three-quarter time, but by gee, it's worked. Out wide to Richards. To Knowles. So a slow, patient build-up here. Retaining possession. It's been a little breezy today at Bunton Park. Now Chris goes into the pocket. Off Laverty's chest. Hoppers away through Arch Gardner. Nathan Dennis over the top. Ellis are going to come back in again. The black and white. Gee, that was a good kick. Hayden couldn't take the mark in. Craven breaks the tackle. Lobs it up. O'Keefe going back. Laverty dropped it. O'Keefe, can he duck around? Back to Laverty. All played for the free kick and got it.
Almost got his head ripped off, Bobby J.
Yeah, I'm not sure he played for it. I just think the tackle started high and finished high. Just slipped up off his shoulder a little bit. That's the view I got from here, boys. You were a little bit closer than what I am, but it just looked like it was started high, finished high.
Well, I can't blame him for dropping his legs a little because you could see the arm coming. So he's won the free kick here, Xavier Laverty. This to bring it back to a goal margin. Hoppers up, deep in the pocket. Laverty, left foot, Nana. Peels it beautifully and eats the banana. Home for 6 points, a steal line goal of the day.
He's had something to say there to a couple of supporters there on the hill that might have been giving him some negative advice. So that's a quality finish by Big Laff. He's still going, Big Laff.
I don't mind that.
Wink loves it.
Yeah, you get involved with the crowd, and as long as it's all tasteful, Bobby J. But Laverty, he's been well held today by James Pope. I think James Pope's played a terrific game, but if Laverty can pop up in this second half and kick 2 or 3 goals, it'll go a long way in the Wang Magpies winning this game. But right now, we've got an absolute game on our hands after half-time, mates.
I already had the Goody clan in the pocket there, giving him an earful. Craig, Roscoe, and the crew down there, which does not surprise me in the slightest.
The good guys.
And Xavier Laverty went back and kicked a beautiful nana. He had the wind to his advantage. and nailed it.
Nah.
3-point lead to the Hoppers. Game's gone up a notch in this third quarter. We've had 6 goals kicked, which is good to see. Wind still breezy and very strong. You can hear in our effects, Mike. It's the Hoppers through Penny, winning out of the middle. Murphy playing in front, dropped the mark. Roberts does well in defence, shoots it out wide. It's a good kick to Ellis on the far side of the ground, who's lifted, it's fair to say, in this game. Fraser Ellis goes short to Jackson Clark. True centre wing, Alaman Avenue side of Bunton. Lots of plays inside 50, so he goes short to Sharrock. Haven't called his name much today, Dools. Working his way back into form after a long layoff. Sit this up to the top of the goal square. Laverty riffed off the footy, wanted a free kick. Probably should have got one. Pope onto Campbell. This is Reynolds, who's running into the pocket. Great pressure from Hunter Gotchling. Reynolds' kick was really poor. It's out of bounds on the full. And the Pies have a free kick through Will O'Keefe at the junction, the 50 in the boundary line.
So they've got a chance to hit the front here. No. O'Keefe went in with a centering kick to Knowles. Didn't come off. Hayes has taken the mark. So 40 out from their own defensive goal. Sports Club end. Here's Julian. Right foot drop punt. Trying to pick up Minogue. She's a long way from home. I hope he put the bins out. And the ball's out on true centre wing. Down to you, Bobby, and those beautiful little shorts of yours.
Yeah, it just seems like the North Orby, they've thrown a player behind the footy in an effort to shut the game down and not cough up another one late here. So it's Timmy Broomhead's trying to orchestrate a loose man behind the ball here.
It's Harry Weaven who's loose behind the ball.
He's loose.
Knowles grabbed it out of the ruck. Winter left it behind. Federico hand pass it to no one in particular. Waitai Tua was tackled heavily by a hopper in Jamie Mooney. And we'll have a ball up right in front of Bobby J, who's riding the boundary today for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. It's a 3-point lead to North Albury. 22 played for Macca's third quarter, the premiership quarter. Federico clearing kick was smothered. Clean pick up from Marjanovic. His kick was smothered by Wiedemann. Was touched. The young boundary line umpire says touch.
Yeah, she got that right. Good on her.
Yep, and we'll have a throw in. 50 around from Magpie goal. 22 played for Macca's third quarter for Albury Wodonga MG.
Blake Escott calling it perfectly for the Northern Hotel and the young boundary umpire. Spot on also. Here she goes, the young lady. On the paint of the 50. Sports Club end. 3 points in it. Hoppers up in the third term. Gone 23 for Macca's. Roberts. They go in again. Norton. Knocked out of his grasp by Weaven. Arch Gardner. Spins out to Mooney. Out the back of the contest to Broomhead. He'll hit a target. Watch this. Yep. Gets Nathan Dennis. So Nathan. So they're just going to hold it up here, the Hoppers. Need to retain possession. Getting close to the siren. As you work up towards a three-quarter time break, Grossman got up high. Out of bounds by Batten. And we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Tell you what, Bobby J, that was a brilliant defensive fish from Weaven, because Tyler Norton was going to take that mark, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was right on time, wasn't he? A split second later, and I think the mark should have been paid, but he timed it perfectly. Harry, we do give him a little bit of grief, but he's a quality defender, and he's playing a good game again today.
He could have given away a free for a chop in the arms. He did everything perfect. Broomhead was so clean below his knees. Picks it up inside 50. His kick, though, intercepted by Brad Melville. He's playing a good game at half-back. His kick was dangerous across goals. It finds Fraser Ellis, who goes really quickly to Jackson Clark. This is a big one-on-one between him and Hayes. Clark did well. Kicks it inside 50 to Will O'Keefe. He's got Laverty overlapping in the goal square. Cullen comes across, defends him, and Will O'Keefe will have to kick this every bit of 50 on a 45-degree angle. Looks like he's going back here, Bobby, or is he going to... No, he's going to go back and have a shot.
That win's perfect for him over every shot up.
I reckon he's going to give this to Brad Melville. Ignores it. Oh, dear. So he has to kick this goal now, Will O'Keefe. Comes in, and he does! Will O'Keefe with a steer line goal of the day. Gives it to the can bar as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, Walker. And the Magpies regain the lead by 3 points, 55-52. Good game here at Button Park.
Who would have seen this happening at half-time? This was,
Not me.
Yeah, this is an amazing sort of quarter of footy where the quality's just gone up a couple of notches. I feel as though the players owed it to the people that come here today and watched it to turn on the quality a little bit better in the second half. They've done so. It's been a really good game of footy, and Yeah, North Albury just trying to hang on till three-quarter time here because that breeze has picked up again, lads. It's a really stiff one now.
We said at the start of this quarter, two blokes from Wang Magpies we wanted to stand up. Well, their two best players in Alex Federico and Jackson Clark have both had 6 disposals in this third term.
Yeah, and they're doing this without Aidan Tilley. Of course, with that broken metatarsal in his foot, a huge out. Here's Norton getting swung around by Arch Gardner. Umpire's going to let him off the hook, and he will call it in. Of course, the other broadcast again today is the Albury Tigers versus the Myrtleford Saints at the Albury Sports Ground. Sorry?
That one's over. Myrtleford running away with it.
On 14.94 2AY. Let's have a look in the middle. Rigoni, was he taken high? Umpire said no. Melville with him, so he will take it in. What do you got for us, Wink, on that 40-wing stat sheet?
Timmy Broomhead up to the 8 disposals in this term. Julian Hayes with 5 and Arch Gardner with 4 for the North Albury Hoppers.
It's a free kick here. It's a ruck infringement. No idea why. And it's a free kick to Jamie Mooney, who's going to kick it to the pocket, looking for Josh Murphy. Oh, Murphy, did he mark it at ground level? Bananas, goals! Josh Murphy with a steel line goal of the day. Didn't take the mark, grabbed it at ground level. Banana, he's a freak, Josh Murphy.
Just persistent. He could have quite easily chucked the toys out of the cot there with the mark not being paid, but he stayed in the contest as every good forward, and his up-and-coming superstar just gave himself an opportunity to get a shot on goal, and that was a fantastic finish. A banana on the right foot from about 40 metres.
It feels like Wang Magpies have got all the momentum and they're crawling their way back into it, and then North Albury just go bang, just to stop the momentum. They've done that 2 times in this quarter now after the Magpies kicked a couple in a row.
So 8-10-58 plays 8-7-55 on the Peter Bowenholm scoreboard. Hoppers by 3. Clark, kick smothered by Broomhead. He's in trouble. That's giving him a corky, that ball. There's Winter, sends it forward. Murphy dropped it, regains. Now this is where he's completely dangerous. Here he goes to Leighton Taylor. Wide side 2 overran it. Nice work from Taylor to trap the ball. Here goes Murphy. He'll do something special here. Hooks it back. Minogue over his head. Grossman. Good shepherd from Paddy Wright. As Matt goes high, looking for Dan Sharry. Gets a nice bounce, or did he? No. Flat came in. Okay, tied up. Right on the paint of the 50 at the Logan Road end, and we'll have a stoppage.
Just watching Timmy Broomhead there. Lukey's copped one in the solar plexus, so the old breadbasket, so he's up and running now. Just a little bit winded, mate.
Cool, Bobby.
So after a really ordinary first half, 8 goals in the third quarter, and we have a 3-point lead to North Albury, 8-10-58 to Wangaratta, 8-7-55. Do not go anywhere. It's the grandstand finish we've all been waiting for. The Hoppers by 3 points. Top 3 on the line. This is O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Your local tyre power deal.
Good grip. Knocked it over easy.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
So they get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Every day we look after our family first. We go on adventures, we entertain with them, we care for them. Tobin Brothers Funerals will look after your family too. With a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers are a trusted name since 1934 and take pride in creating funeral solutions. Tobin Brothers Funerals, Wodonga and Corowa, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Three-quarter time here at Button Park. We've got a really good game of footy. After an ordinary first half, it's turned into a rip snorter here at Button Park. 8 goals in the third quarter. The Hoppers blew out to a 24-point lead at one stage. Will O'Keefe put Wangaratta in front with a really good finish at the 25th minute marker. Then Josh Murphy with a wonderful banana goal a minute after gave North Albury a 3-point advantage at three-quarter time. 58-55. Blake Penderecka with you, Lukey Francis, Bobby Jackson, and David Wink, who has that Albury Vital Air quarters best in the third quarter.
Yeah, for North Albury, Jackson Wiedemann was fantastic. I mentioned it on air. I really like that he's been moved into the ruck. I think with the other guys down forward, he's probably hasn't had the impact over the last few weeks down there. Down back, they're strong. So I reckon their best way to utilise Jacko's strengths is to get him around the pill, because he's so dangerous. He can compete in the air, but then around the ground he hurts the other side's ruckman, and he did that in the third term. And then for Wang Magpies, I thought Fraser Ellis's ball use was fantastic in that quarter. He hit 3 or 4 kicks that probably took a little bit of courage to take off and to pick off the kick, but he nailed each and every one of them, and he had plenty of the ball.
Alrighty, Bobby Jackson's just indisposed at the minute, so we'll catch up with him at three-quarter time. Around the grounds for Mr. Stove's pool. I'll tell you what, the game's just tightened up at the WJ Finlay Oval between the Rovers and the Pigeons. The Rovers 59 to Yarrawonga 41. Wodonga 90 to Coral Rutherglen 48. 11 to 95 lead the Raiders at 35. And Myrtleford lead Albury by 61 points, 96 to 36 at the Albury Sports Ground. All right, Winky, who wins for you, mate?
I think North Albury, they're going to have the wind here in the last term, and I think they're just going to be too strong for the Wang Magpies.
What about you, Lukey? Who wins?
Yeah, I agree with Wink Panther. And they've got that aid of kicking with the home crowd too. They're down in that pocket, and they'll get them going in this final term, and I think that might be enough to get them home. What about yourself?
I think North Albury just, but I mean, they kicked 3 goals against the Breeze in that quarter, so it can be done. The Magpies did kick 5, but the Magpies certainly aren't out of it. They can grab the first or second here. They're going to make a real fist of it in this last quarter. So it's going to be a wonderful finish here at Button Park between two teams who have top 3 hopes, finals hopes, and a lot on the line. Not a bad crowd in the end. They're slow to get off Button Park here. Bobby J, have we got you back now, my friend?
Certainly have, boys, certainly have. I just snuck out to the huddles there at the last little bit, and Timmy Broomhead's message was, don't let the wind do the job for us. We've got to really work hard here. And get the ball into dangerous spots for our forwards to do some damage on the scoreboard. On the flip side, Jason Hurtley sort of said, make sure we all out attack, be smart when we've got the footy deep in our D50 and work our way through the ground.
You take it away if you can, please, Lukey Francis.
Very good, Pannis. They're about to go in the final term at Button Park. It's brought to you by Tyre Power. A huge 4 points on offer and a real booster shot of confidence to the victor. There's Knowles out of the middle. Rigoni goes in. Norton's got him in a strong tackle. And he's brought down just right of the centre. 8-10 playing 8-7. Let's have a look here. Umpire Hughes throws it up. And his 200th. Well done to him. Here's Melville. Right foot sends it towards a half-full flank. Gotchling down low, couldn't quite get to it. Reynolds right on his tail. Arch Gardner goes in. Look at Ellis, had a good third term. Out to Federico, come off the side of his boot. Flynn Gardner trying to work away in front of O'Keefe. Picks it up. Flynn, one of a chalk, gets it. Ball out of bounds. 40 around from goal here at the Logan Road end.
So we've played 40 seconds exactly here in this fourth quarter. The Magpies are kicking to the Logan Road end, we believe, against the breeze in this last quarter. The Hoppers to the Stan Sargent Club Rooms end. Who can hold their nerve in this last quarter as Federico's wrapped up? We'll have another stoppage. Right on the paint of 50. Have to say the tackling pressure in this game has been elite from both sides. I feel like Knowles holds the key here in this last quarter. Federico flying shot out of the stoppage. Flynn Gardner come and met the footy. He's tackled straight away. He's got a high free kick, does Flynn Gardner. I feel like the tackler has no hope when the players put their heads down like that. You may as well just not grab them. Free kick to the Hoppers. Gardner. Weaving! Flew really high and left the footy behind, and Melville just took a nice calm one out the back. Melville into the pocket, over his intended target. Craven ran into a couple of tacklers. And we'll have a ball up still, 30 out from Magpie goal. No score in this last quarter, 58-55. Hoppers up.
I reckon Harry Weaven halfway through that thought he had the keys to the car there, Panda.
So many Hoppers and Maggies at this contest. Weaven, smothered by Norton, left foot by Craven. That one's wide, going out of bounds, is it? Yes, in front of Flynn Gardner. So it's touched out of bounds. So 10 around from goal, Logan Road end on the far side. 58 playing 55. If you've just joined us on O&M Live, 102.1 Edge FM. Hope you're enjoying the action. David Wink, Bob Jackson, Blake Escott and Luke Francis perched up in the commentary box. And Button Park, let's have a look. In the pocket, Wiedemann went up. Flack tried to break his way through. Well held by Gotchling. And again, another stoppage. What do you got for us there, Wick?
Nothing so far, Bobby. Lukey in this fourth term, pretty slow start.
2.5 minutes played for Maccas.
Yeah.
No score and another stoppage. 35 metres directly in front of the Magpie goal. Still no clouds here at Button Park. A ripping day for footy, but as we've spoken about, a pretty stiff breeze across the ground. Craven, flying shot out of the stoppage to the top of the goal square. It just sneaks through for a minor score. So the Magpies register the first point of this last quarter. It's a behind, 56-58. All that on the Border Switchboard scoreboard. We have played 3 minutes for Maccas.
Hoppers up. Here's Hayes. So his kicking was a little off early, Julian. He picked up after that. Look at that, would you? He's gone with a 60-metre drop punt. Clears defensive lines. Roberts gets out the back, takes possession, shoots one over the top to White-Tie Tour. Down the line with a 25-metre kick. Picks up Hunter Gotchling. Short again to Federico. So he's 65-70 out. Alex goes in with a low ball. Laverty couldn't take the mark. Nice work from James Pope. Gee, he's playing a game, Bobby. James Pope.
He certainly has. He got a little bit of help there from Harry Weaven, who was pushing back from the front of the contest. So between the two of them, they got the job done there, which was a dangerous footy. So as much as James Pope spoiled it from behind, I think Harry Weaven did a very important job there in front as well.
Both of these teams 9-5, searching for a top 3 finish. There's a whistle here. I reckon there's a free kick to the Pies for a hold. And it's going to go the way of Hunter Gotchling. I didn't really see that one, Bobby, but he's going to line up for goal number 3.
I think the indication was in the back, maybe, or a bit reckless. I think it might have been our man Harry Weaven that he's standing the mark that may have the indiscretion there. So, important kick, yeah. It's a tough one with that breeze.
It is, but he's kicked 2 goals already. One in the first, one in the second. Kenny kicked his most important of the day in the last. Hunter Gottschalk lines up and calmly finishes. Hand up in the air from Hunter. He's got 3. The Pies with the first of the last. They lead by 4 points for Border Switchboards.
He's a real player, and we can see why he's so important to this side. Only his 5th game for the year, was brought straight back in, but 3 goals today, and he's probably got 15 to 18 disposals to go along with those goals. He's a real barometer for this Wang Magpies side, and if he can be up and going, well, they normally win games of footy when he's playing well, Luke.
We're on target for a barn-burning finish, Bobby.
Certainly are, and it's the next 3 or 4 minutes is really important for both sides. Wang, if they kick another goal, they've got their tails up. If North Albury get rolling, well, they're as good as anybody on a roll.
Rightio, let's have a close look. Maggie's up by 4 in the final term. Wiedemann, and he just goes with a barrel and sends it Murphy. Thought his Guernsey was being held. Bourdignon brings him down in the tackle in the pocket.
That's been a pretty good contest all day, lads, that one there. Murphy, Bourdignon, they've really gone toe-to-toe, and I think they've split the points.
Yeah, we saw a tug of the Guernsey there. I thought a free kick could have been paid. Anyway, Knowles down to Foster Gardner. It was sharked, bouncing through for 1 minor score. So it's back to a 3-point margin now. Maggie's up on the Border Switchboard scoreboard.
1 goal for Foster Gardner. Little dribbling attempt on goal. Sees a minor score. 3 points, as Lukey Francis said, for the Northo. Melville trots out of the goal square. He's going to kick this high up and under. Getting to the front there was Rigoni, and a nice mark out the back is my man, the Preston Prince. He's called to play on now. He's going to kick it long down the far wing. Cullen floats in, overran the football. Pope kicks to the middle of the ground. Mooney's got to be clean, he is. On to Hayes. Kicks to half forward. Grossman's going to be there. Does well to keep the footy in front of him. Minogue chases after him, but Grossman up to the task. Kicks to half forward. Craven's going to be first there, who's happy to see this over the boundary line. The Magpies gain valuable yardage. They have a boundary thrown at half forward. 62 plays 59. The Pies lead by 3 points for Peterborough Homes. 4th quarter for A1 Tyre Power.
Geez, an athletic player, Matt Grossman, Bobby. He's just the perfect build for O&M footy.
He's a pro, isn't he? That was a smart play. He knew there wasn't much on down the ground, so he's kicked for space, a good old rugby league kick for touch, and he done it beautifully. He done that magnificently. He knew he had Joshua Minogue for a little bit of pace there early doors, so he took his full 10 metres and got the ball to the boundary line.
Tweedale, Wiedemann got it though. Cullen taken off it. Nice work from the Maggies. Ellis quickly on the right boot. Tumbling inside 50. Pope, he does it again. To Hayes. Julian, 360. And then he clears it out with a big kick. Penny sits under it, takes the mark. Now, what have the Hoppers got forward here? Here goes Jack Reynolds, bouncing off true centre wing. Eyes darting around. Goes for Josh Minogue. Wonderful kick from Jack Reynolds. And Josh Minogue takes the mark, 25 out, 45-degree angle.
That was a fantastic run from Jack Reynolds. That run started from behind the stoppage. He got the footy and took a bounce, and it took every centimetre he was given to him. And that kick to Josh Minogue, that gained speed the last 15 metres of its journey, and that was a great mark. That was really, the ball's really humming towards the end of that kick, and he's a quality player, so he needs to hang this out to the right, just inside the right-hand goalpost.
They trail by 3. This for the green and gold to regain the lead by 3. Josh Minogue, 45-degree angle, 25 out, Sports Club end. Yeah, he's got it. And that's a double for Josh, and he pumps them up. Home crowd happy.
The ball's gone over the top of that grandstand up the back there too, boys. I think that's been a great matchup. Josh gets on the end of that one, but I think Grozzy's probably had the chocolates in that matchup, but Minogue gets on the end of that one and finishes strongly for the Hoppers.
I'll tell you, the score, the time clock has reset here at Button Park.
Oh dear,
we've actually gone 9 minutes.
Look at the score too, Peter.
The scoreboard's had a malfunction here, boys.
So it's 65-62, North Albury lead for Peterborough Homes. That's Minogue's second. And how vital will that be?
Yeah.
In the context of this game. The kick from Julian Hayes out of defence to Jack Penny was a beauty in the lead up to that. Tweedale out of the ruck. Kicks it long into the pocket. Gardner sits under this. And there's a whistle here and a free kick And it's going to go to the way of Flynn Gardner after all that. As Lukey Francis just shrugs his shoulders and goes, that breeze is a little bit chilly. It's coming straight into our commentary box here at Button Park. So we've played 10 minutes here in this vital last quarter for Tyre Power. Long one down the wing. Far side of the ground. Ball spills to the ground. First there are the Pies, but they turn it over. Broomhead was clean onto Winter. Links up to Wiedemann. Had to get rid of it really quickly. Roberts did well. Tapped to the advantage of a teammate, but the first one there is Campbell. Broomhead off a step. Long one. And there's a free kick here going to North Albury, and that was for downfield, was it, Bobby?
Yeah, Jet Roberts just got him a frag late. I don't think there's any malice in it. I just think he was just a frag late on his attempt to put Timmy off balance when he kicked the ball inside 50. So I don't think there's any malice in it. And the way Jet responded and Tim responded, I think they both think the same way.
So Josh Minogue is the recipient of this downfield free kick, who's already kicked one goal in this last quarter. And we saw him against Myrtleford rise to the occasion in the last quarter and get the Hoppers over the line with 2 last quarter goals. He's firing at his second here in this quarter, 2 in a row and 3 for the game. He's in front of the can bar. They'll tell the story here if he nails this. Slow approach from Josh, and he's kicked it narrow through for a minor score. 9-12-66 to Wangaratta, 9-8-62. The margin at 4 points. We've played 11 minutes, fourth quarter for A1 Tyre Power.
It's never easy from that pocket this time of the day, Bobby, staring straight into the sun.
No, that's right. He gives it a thump. He really kicks the ball really, really hard and takes the wind out of it, I suppose. But that look into the sun, you're right there. It's right behind the goals from where he was kicking.
4-point break to the Hoppers. Gone over 11 in the final term for Maccas. Here's Melville coming away from the fullback position. And he goes long outside 50. Arch Garner tried to punch it, but Alex Federico. The ball's in safe hands for the Maggies. Here he goes, Alex. He's on the move. Now he wants to get Tweedale. It's over the back. Gotchley might run onto it. Campbell came in. Ellis tries to break the tackle. Off to Tweedale. Not the best of kicks. Rolling inside 50. Clark out the back here. Laverty breaks away. Left foot going for home. He's got it. And that's a double for Xavier. What a kick, what a goal. Swinging around on the left. That was sensational, Bobby. A steal line goal of the day.
It was. He got onto that foot. He shrugged the tackle because the North Albury defender had by one arm.
Bobby,
it was unbelievable.
Yeah. I'll have a whiskey to that.
A bit of a mongrel punt from Joshy Tweedsdale comes off as Xavier Laverty finishes that one. A very nice finish from the young star. I'll tell you, I'd love to see Jackson Clark finish the rest of this game in the midfield. I think if Wangaratta are going to win, he's got to go into the middle of the ground. He's sitting down a full forward at the moment. I think he needs to be up around the ball and get your classy ball users around the pill.
That was the Jack Ginnivan Selly celebration. Ryan Bratton threw that footy. Play on advantage. Tim Broomhead streams out of the middle for the instant reply.
Oh, no.
Tim Broomhead misses for a minor score. And it's the nearest of margins here at Button Park. A 1-point lead to the Wangaratta Magpies. Yeah, that's what the celebration was from Xavier Laverty. 67 plays 68 for Border Switchboards.
Yeah, Mike Tyson back in the studio. Great work from Tyson. Here's Laverty. Outside defensive 50, so he's doing it at both ends. Here he goes, Xavier. Have a low trajectory kick.
Beauty.
Wasn't it? Picking up Gotchling. Hunter, backward as centre wing on the Alamein Avenue side of the half-forward flank. Gets Norton. Gee, this is good movement. Now, let's have a look. Clark's on the lead here. What's he going to do, Hunter? They send it in now. It's with Norton. Over the back it goes. Bouncing ball. Flack after it. Clark after him. He's got him. Just got his handball away.
Slam.
Reynolds, yeah.
Yep.
Gee, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I think it was there, boys.
So Flack to take the kick, 30 out from goal at the Logan Road end for the Hoppers.
So a free kick against Jackson Clark for a sling tackle. Have to say, a lot of momentum was already going with Flack. Weaven kicks it out wide to Christian Moncrief. We have played 15 minutes in this final term for Tyre Power, and it's a 1-point lead to the Wangaratta Magpies. 68 plays 67. The scoreboard here just behind a little bit at Button Park. Jackson Wiedemann at half-back. He's going to hug the boundary line. Good kick. Finds James Pope on a lead on centre wing. Long way from full-back is James Pope. Who's going to aggressively switch the football. It has to get to Kane Flack. It does. Just. He wants to play on straight away. He does. Finds Bragoni. 2 kicks from home. This is good build-up from North Albury. Waits for the leads. Goes to Dogger Dennis. Nathan Dennis will line up from 45 out. 40, probably 10-degree angle, I should say. And this is a big kick for Nathan Dogger Dennis.
Dogger's had a bit of a frustrating day. He's worked really, really hard off the ball today without too much reward in regards to the stats line. But there's 4 quarters in a game, and he could finish the day quite well here with a couple of goals.
So Dogger Dennis, as you said there, Bobby, has been quiet. Kicks are high up and under. The journey is not going to get there, and I reckon it's been touched over the line. It's going to be a boundary throw-in. Yep, Grossman went to mark that footy. It touched his hands, and it's gone out of bounds for a throw-in. So that's probably a win for North Albury. The scoreboard's behind here. There could be some confusion if it's a late game, if it's a very close game. The Pies are up by 1 point, 68-67.
I tell you what, not much gets past our Blake Escott on O&M Live. Bang on the money for the Northo Hotel. Touched out of bounds, and then a 1 point scoreboard. Here's Knowles, Foster Gardner breaking through, over the top to Duncan, short to Minogue. Yeah, they got it. That's a treble for Josh. Super Hoppers working close. That was wonderful. The steal line goal of the day here on 102.1 Edge FM.
It's just a dangerous spot for a stoppage there, and pace at the stoppage with the ball dropping at the feet there. That was just all just downhill stuff there from the North Albury Hoppers, and Gardner on to Minogue, who just big plays know where the goals are, and no matter what sort of situation they're in. That was a quality finish. So great energy around the stoppage, and they got the reward that they were looking for.
I said at the start of this quarter that Matty Grossman had the chocolates in that matchup. Well, just shows that there's 4 quarters in a game of footy, and Josh Minogue showing why he is one of, if not the best forward in the competition, bobbing up and kicking 2 goals in this last term in what is a tight contest.
So it's a 5-point ball game. 73 plays 68 here for Border Switchboards. We've played 17 minutes. Josh Minogue's kicked 2 in the last quarter and 3 for the game. What a game we have here on O&M Live on Edge FM. Hope you're enjoying this Saturday afternoon. A cracking game between 2 good sides vying for a top 3 spot and September footy. We're going to have another stoppage. Your man Winky, Jackson Clark in the middle. That's where you say, yes, Panda, I see he's gone in there.
Yes, Panda, I see he's gone in there.
How many has he had for the game, Winky?
I've got Jackson down for 12 for the game.
So he needs to get going. If he can have a 5-minute patch here, he can break this game open. Another stoppage in the middle of Button Park and make that a 3rd stoppage. We haven't moved outside of those circles. Lukey Francis for the Northo Hotel. We've played 18 minutes. It's the Hoppers by 5 points.
Final turn for Tyre Power. Around his body goes Marjanovic. Down towards half forward for the Maggies. And coming out, Reynolds, Jack, across the line. So it could have been probably deliberate, the AFL, but we don't pay it in the O&M week.
Oh, I've seen Mason pay it before. My man Mason, he'll pull one out every now and then.
Rightio, so we've got a ball in here. It's the North Albury Football Club by 4 points over the Wang Magpies. Back it comes to play. Knowles, beautiful little touch to Federico, deft. Down the line they go. Oh, Pope got a bad bounce. On to Clark. Craven. Look at that from Flynn Gardner. Closing pace was fantastic. And brought down Jasper, Bobby.
That was an important hand there in the tackle. It wasn't so much a full body tackle. He just got the hand in the line of the handball. And it saved a dead set shot on goal there. Jackson Clark was running towards goal. It was an important hand there by Gardner.
5-point lead to North Albury. About 10 minutes left in this game. Wiedemann, who's been epic in the second half, on to Gardner, who gives it to Broomhead, who's going to kick across goals with a stab bullet. Look at that kick. Finds Christian Moncrief. Not many players have the balls to do that. Moncrief opens up the middle of the ground to Flack, who's got Jack Reynolds running for him. Ignores that. Goes to Julian Hayes, who's going to send it out to the broadcast side. Nathan Dennis pointed to the space and allowed the ball to bounce. Coming up to him was Pat Wright. Dennis and Wright in a big one-on-one. Dennis gets a free kick for a hold.
No.
And the Magpies bench go bananas.
He played it well there, Dogger. Didn't take control of the ball.
So Nathan Dennis gets a free kick on centre wing. Hoppers by 5 points. Narrow kick into the pocket's a poor one. Josh Minogue says, what are you doing, Dogger? Matty Grossman takes an intercept mark for the Pies in D50, and he's going to go laterally to Ryan Batten.
How good has that been to watch? Matt Grossman and Josh Minogue, fantastic. Here goes Norton, 30 out from their own defensive goal, Sports Club end. Out wide to O'Keefe. So they're on the clubroom side, the Alamein Avenue side with possession, the black and white. To Knowles, he dropped it, big turnover, massive. Reynolds goes in, Minogue out of his reach. Righty-o, gee, this is interesting now. Bergen goes over the top to Melville. Brad on the boot, Clark. Penny, nice, big one-on-one win. In he goes, Jack, great footy. Minogue couldn't take the mark. Right, nice, to Bergen under pressure. Leighton Taylor. And then the ball heading towards the boundary line, out of bounds. Fantastic to watch. This is O&M footy at its absolute optimum. North Albury 72, lead the Wang Magpies 68 on the Border Switchboard scoreboard.
I reckon if Jack Reynolds had his time over again, he would have taken a bounce and absolutely had a shot from there.
I reckon you're right. So 73 plays 68 here at Button Park. Hoppers by 5 points. Mooney and Knowles do battle in the ruck. Norton does well. His hand pass intercepted though. Flack is going to open up the middle of Button Park. Kicks it towards Dennis. Floating in, almost taking the mark. Rigoni, what a free kick for a high. Gee whiz, he played that beautifully, Benny Rigoni. He made sure the umpires saw it. He copped a high free kick, and this can go back and give the Hoppers an 11-point advantage.
And the irony too, Bobby, because O'Keefe won one earlier, and it's reversed against O'Keefe this time.
Yeah, just had his head in the right spot, I suppose, if you could say that. He, the momentum was against the Wangaratta Magpies play there, and the free kick was always going to come. So this is a pretty important kick here in the state of the game.
So Ben Rigoni, who's already kicked one in this ball game, lining up for his second, and to give the Hoppers an 11-point advantage. Directly in front, hangs it out to the right. Calm as you like from Ben Rigoni. The Hoppers by 11 points. Hasn't had many of the footy today, but he's kicked 2 important goals. 79 plays 68 for Border Switchboards, 22 played for Maccas.
15 disposals and 2 goals in his first game for a while. He came to the competition with big raps, and he's lived up to every bit of it. He's the class that North Albury needed to add over the off-season, and they've got themselves an absolute superstar in Benny Rigoni.
And doesn't Kane Flack just add a touch of class, Bobby? He swung around then, and it was a centering kick, perfect, just into the hot spot.
Just clever. It was really smart. There was a kick to a dangerous hot spot, and everyone gets nervous when he kicks to those sort of spots.
Best on ground for me, Kane Flack.
2 straight kicks in it. Hoppers up by 11. Gardner, Neuer throw to Caden Winner. Here they come again. Arch Gardner. Minogue thought he was being held by Grossman. Umpire said play on. Ball out of bounds in the pocket. Natives not happy. Little restless over there. At the moment, they got the lead though. So final turn brought to you by Tyre Power.
Loudest home crowd in the competition, Lukey.
That's it, Wink. We're gone. 23 for Maccas in the final turn. Let's have a look. Big throw in. Knowles worked under the ball. Flack went over it. Norton down low. Murphy in there. So to Roberts. Umpire to take control. Have a stoppage. 25 out. Directly in front. Sports Club end.
Big Knowles. He's down off the pack here, boys. And he's very, very slow to get up. I reckon they're going to stop the play here.
It's not great for my fantasy team.
No, it's not. No, he's got a big blood nose here, Knowlesy. He's got a blood schnoz, and he's going to come off. And Joshy Tweedale's going to run on the ground. So a blood rule here. We'll quickly go around the grounds. A big hello to the guys on 2AY who have just joined us. Myrtleford too good in that game against the Albury Tigers by 84 points.
84 points?
Yes, 84 points. So I've just looked at the app.
Wow.
Lavington beating the Raiders by 80.
Riley Sharp would have kicked a handful.
Must have. The Rovers lead by 46 over Yarrawonga. Wodonga lead Corowa by 23 points. And here, it's an 11-point advantage if you've just joined us here on O&M Live to the way of North Albury. Okay, I've just got a text from Gus. It was actually 91 points to the way of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Wow.
So there we go. That's a schlacking. Ben Rigoni just gold here for North Albury. And they lead by 11 points. And a stoppage here at Button Park because big Chris Knowles has just come off the ground with a blood nose. Ball up inside Hopper, attacking 50. Rigoni ekes it out wide. Leighton Taylor's going to be the first there. Tackled over the boundary line, and we'll have a stoppage in front of the club rooms here at Button Park. 79 plays 68 for Border Switchboards. We've played 24 minutes for Macca's final term.
Yeah, so much riding on these last few minutes. In comes the ball to the field of play, bounces. Tweedo got a left boot to it. Norton taken by Penny and also Rigoni. Man in green to have it again.
Riccardi 5 and Lockie Murphydale 5.
Those are back in form.
Yeah, the Saints stringing together some good footy as we work up towards the finals. Murphy got up this time. Foster Gardner went by it. Caden Winner scooped it up. Ellis. Archer Gardner's got him. And the umpire going to take it. So it's working its way back towards the 50. It's now 40 out from goal. Here we go again. Murphy and Tweedale. Melville gets a clearing kick for the Maggies. Knocked out of Hayes' grasp. Here's Jasper Craven. Left foot around his body. Bouncing ball. Laverty. Oh, well done to knock it on to Nick Richards. Couldn't keep his balance down low. Laverty comes in again. Swings it out the side to Jasper Craven. Left foot. High ball going up towards the flank. Weaven got rid of his opponent. And the players go in over the pill. And we're going to have a stoppage here, just right of centre wing on the Alamein Avenue side.
Is that scoreboard correct, Panda?
Yep, that is correct. 79 plays 68. I believe when it was 1 point the advantage and 1 point was missing, all sorts of phone calls were being made to the timekeepers at Button Park to make sure that score was right, because the last thing we wanted was awkwardness. Harry Weaven is going to boot this one out to the far wing. Minogue up against Grossman. Minogue did well, so did Grossman. The Magpies win it back. Melville, they got to go. They got to go quick here, the Magpies. Melville's hand pass was ordinary. Nick Richards ran over the boundary line. That hand pass had to be hit from Melville. Boundary throw in far side. 79 plays 68. 26 minutes played for Macca's final term. It's going down to the wire here, Lukey Francis.
Certainly is, Blake Escott for the Northo Hotel.
Another blood rule. There's another blood rule. And Fraser Ellis, I think, is coming from the ground this time.
I just feel, boys, Brad, Squid's our favourite. He was running straight towards the forward 50, get the ball in that hot spot, give themselves an opportunity, put some scoreboard pressure on and get some pressure on closer to goal. The handball further out wide. I know was it to Richards? I'm not sure who
Richards.
it was. Yeah, but I just feel as though let's get it in there and give our forwards an opportunity to get us back in the game type sort of scenario for the Magpies. So I just feel as though that was the play there.
Yeah, so this is where you work on this match simulation during the week, time after time, and in the pre-season to get these moments right. Let's have a look. Tweedale, Mooney, Hayden, Clayton of a tackle, ball spills out. Arch Gardner comes through. Penny, kick was smothered, ball up and down. Melville, Caden Winner, look at him, in close, gets the handball out to the runner Hayes. Flack trying to search for it. Well done by the Maggies. Roberts goes to ground and just held the ball in, but they've got to try and break it free now. That's exactly what the Hoppers needed.
Well, what have North Albury learnt in about 4 weeks? Because they lost the unlosable, didn't they, against the Albury Tigers. See, they're doing this really well. They got a spare in defence. It's Darcy Cullen. 79 plays 68. They lead by 11 points, and the ball is living in their forward half of the ground. Murphy comes out and meets the footy. Gets a high free kick.
N50.
This is the ball game. You can hear the crowd, the can bar going off here at Button, and another 50. So Josh Murphy is going to kick his second goal, and he's going to put the Hoppers 17 points up, and you think that'll be enough here at Button Park.
Against Brad Melville.
Against Squid. I reckon the original was against Boardington, and then the 50 must have been
one of the Wang Magpies pushed Josh Murphy back into the ground.
So Josh Murphy takes about 20 seconds, rams it home, and the Hoppers are going to gain a vital 4 points here at Button Park. 85 plays 68, 17-point margin. That's game, set, match, Bobby J.
Certainly is. And
there's a bit going on here too.
There's a little bit of to-do. Young Murphy's probably just letting Squid know that's on him and that's the game. So,
and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well,
and why wouldn't you?
Yep. There's a lot at stake. There's the top three at stake, and the guys are as the scoreboard's going a little bit skewy again, but yeah, the North Albury guys, the Hoppers have been the better side all day, and they're just starting to flex their muscles at the right time of the day.
Well, we must say it was a very dull first half. Not much happened at all, to be honest. In the second half, it's been a total contrast. Wonderful Ovens and Murray football. And right now, the Hoppers got a good break in the final term, and they'll get home and they'll take the 4 points in round 15. Huge for them. And didn't the home crowd love that free kick in the pocket to the young gun, Josh Murphy, as the ball makes its way back to the centre. Time ticking away for Maccas in the final term as the shadows are cast over the near side of the ground. Let's have a look. Back in the middle. Curtin coming down here at Bunton Park. Here's Norton breaking away. Left foot rolls one to true centre forward Gotchling. He's been good today. Nick Richards, he's a good finisher. And he's missed that one. So that's through for a behind. 85 plays 69. 85 plays 69. Hoppers up in the final term here, thanks to Border Switchboards.
Tell you what, Josh Murphy and Minogue, they didn't kick a goal in the first half. You know what, Bobby J? They've kicked 5.
They certainly have.
In the second half.
Big power forwards.
Yep, they're so important to this North Albury outfit. And here they go again down the far wing. Rigoni streams away with the football, kicks towards Josh Minogue, who's got a metre on Matt Grossman in front of the cam bar. Grossman does well over the boundary line, and will have a throw in right in front of the North Albury faithful, who are well hydrated, it is fair to say, at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday.
A few light refreshments over there, Panda.
Just a few light ones.
And heavy ones.
4 goals to 2 in this last quarter. 85. Plays 68. 69, I should say. Broomhead out of the stoppage. Torpedo punts it towards goal. And it's through for a minor score. That's 3 behinds for Tim Broomhead. 86 plays 69. 17 points the margin for Border Switchboards. We played 31 minutes for Maccas. We have had a couple of blood rules. Lukey?
We have, Panda. Here goes Matt Grossman. He's tried so hard today, but the tidal wave of the green and gold has just been too strong. Campbell takes the mark. So can they finish off with another? The game's wrapped up. It's on ice. Here's Isaac. He's 75 to 80 out if you tuned in on 102.1 Edge FM. Lobs it up. Minogue, front spot. Good mark from Grossman. Gee, read that well. Yeah, he's got a free man in Whiteside Turon in the pocket. He's going to go to true centre half back. Mooney takes the mark, so you can't blame Matt Grossman for trying something there. And Wiedemann, well, he'll kick this. He'll dead set kick it.
He'll kick every bit of it
Yeah.
to half post height.
I'll back him in here, Bobby. He can really latch onto the Sharon.
If anything like his father and his uncles, he certainly will kick this quite easily. He's from great pedigree, and this kid no doubt will get the distance.
Jackson Wiedemann, he'd have to kick it every bit of 60. Drop punt. It's on its way. On the siren. Brings the house down at Button Park. What a finish for the Hoppers. They take the points in round 15. A steer line goal of the day, a super goal on 102.1 Edge FM. A fantastic finish. The Hoppers over the Maggies.
Beautifully called from Lukey Francis. The arms went up in the air as soon as the Sharon hit the left boot of Jackson Wiedemann. And they were too good in the end. 13-14-92 over the Wang Magpies. 10-8-68, a 23-point margin to the way of the North Albury Hoppers, who kicked 5 goals to 2 in the last quarter. I tell you what, Jackson Wiedemann was huge in that second half of the game as well. He might take some beating for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Kane Flack was also really classy. He felt like he only had maybe 15 to 20 disposals, but he used every single one of them.
I reckon James Pope in the first half too, Panda. By G, did some little things that just helped the Hoppers out. In a half that was pretty dull and pretty lifeless, he just took some good marks and to steady the ship for the green and gold.
So Bobby J is the one that will make the decision for our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Tell you what, like I said, Jackson Wiedemann in the ruck was just brilliant. He really got going in the second half and finished it off with that goal. He's circling like a hawk out there, Bobby J.
Yeah, like a shark.
He's just looking at someone in the green and gold.
Do we have the Anytime Fitness song on?
No, we don't. I'll talk to you about that off air.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an off-air one. Wink, that one.
I'm just hovering, boys. Hasn't been the easiest decision, so...
Well, the man that kicked the goal then just running off the ground, Jackson Wiedemann, not sure where he's coming over to Chris Knowles with a blood nose.
He might have been the one that gave Knowlesy the blood nose. Panda.
Potentially. You've got to get in there, Bobby J, because they're running off. Who's he got? You got Ben Rigoni of all players.
Benny Rigoni. What a game to come back in, mate. Welcome back to the competition, mate. You had influence on the game all day.
Yeah, it was a bit tough at the start. Wang were on top early, and Chris and the boys to be able to fight back. And yeah, it was a great game, and yeah, just glad to be back playing.
Particularly that second half. The first half wasn't much to write home about, but the second half, you guys sort of kicked into gear a little bit and fought hard all the way. And to Wangaratta's credit, it was still in the clinches there with a little bit to go.
Yeah, we just knew if we stuck to our process and play the way we want to play, that eventually the game will break open, and we'll be able to withhold their pressure. And yeah, Wang's pressure was insane today, so yeah, it was just good for the boys to be able to claw through and pull away with a good win. We needed it.
It's tough in the clinches today, mate. That was a good test for your knee after a few weeks off.
Yeah, they've got some good mids, so yeah, earlier I struggled, but able to kind of get me way back into the game a little, which was nice. So yeah.
It's great to see you back, mate. Well done. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Cheers.
Don't forget to grab a photo if you can, Bobby J, as well. He kicked 2 big goals. One of those were in the last quarter. Did Benny Rigoni. He is our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. What did you have him down for, Van Winkle?
I had him down for 17 and 2 goals, so not a bad day for Benny Rigoni.
Not a bad day at the office. Jackson Werdeman was brilliant as well. And I thought your man, James Pope, the boy from Colin Gully, also was very good.
Yeah, I think he was, Panda. I think he held up so well in defence.
Kane Flack was sensational as well.
Yep.
I thought his ball use was brilliant.
Yep, he was certainly really good for the North Albury Hop as well. For the Magpies, I tell you what, all forwards came to life. Xavier Laverty hardly got near the ball in the first half.
Thank goodness.
Kicked 2 massive goals
yeah,
in the last half, and he loved every single bit of it with the celebrations. And then Josh Minogue, he kicked 3 in the second half, and Josh Murphy kicked 2 in the second half as well. So the big forwards came into the game too, Lukey.
Yeah, you're right, Panda. And didn't we need them? Because in the first half, we were just starved of good footy. But by gee, they came to life. And
it was boring, wasn't it?
It was, Wenk, we've got to be honest. And then it sparked up in the third term. Sensational footy, and finished off with a great last quarter. And speaking of coming to life, this is where Bobby Jackson just goes into finds his stratosphere post-game. He's heading in following the Hoppers over there on the Alamein Avenue side, and he'll pluck out some interviews in the post-game, and he will do his best work. He's very good at it, Bobby, in the postie.
Let's see if we can get this song. Usually we reach okay here at Button Park. So if you just joined us, Laverty put Wangaratta 2 points up at the 11th minute mark, and then the Hoppers kicked the last 4 goals of the game to win by 23 points. Really flexed their muscles. They needed to, because Myrtleford destroyed Albury today.
Here they go.
Whoop. Big win by the North Albury Hoppers, 23-point victors over the Wangaratta Magpies, 13-14, 92 to 10-8, 68. By my calculations, that's 24 points in fact, Lukey. Francis,
well done, Blake Esker.
A big win to the Hoppers. Stay with us, our post-game show for Harvey Norman betting on the other side of this. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Clear.
Thank you, Tice.
You got me, Panda?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Oof, the Magpies are amped up over here.
Oh, good grip. Not that over easy.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
Every day we look after our family first. We go on adventures, we entertain with them, we care for them. Tobin Brothers Funerals will look after your family too. With a fixed price funeral plan, you can be assured your family won't be burdened by the cost of your funeral. Tobin Brothers are a trusted name since 1934 and take pride in creating funeral solutions. Tobin Brothers Funerals, Wodonga and Corowa, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.